now if I could, and I would call Do they got us? Are we here? Rumble, can you hear me? Come on, tell me we're there. Come on, Rumble. There we go. Is he there? Hey, how's it going? Can you hear me? There we go. Fucking Rumble sucks. Dog shit, dude. Okay, I love them. They're great. They're awesome. I don't know. So anyway, as YouTube has already heard, hit like, hit share, hit subscribe. This week is just against me. The fact that we've pulled off these last two shows and gotten home is insane. Like, it's a miracle. I'm a fucking genius somehow. Rumble dropped on us this morning. That shit happened just now. The fact that we've even gotten close and haven't lost our ass is amazing. But anyway, I was saying at the beginning of the show that I'm going to be sick. Like, I'm honestly, my stomach, and I did a very funny bit. There was a Stone Cold impression, the whole thing. YouTube, send in super chats. Tell everybody, I don't read your free chat there on YouTube. Send super chats. Tell everybody how funny the first 3 or 4 minutes of the show was and how much Rumble missed. I would say Red Boys would be best. Red Boys are all, I love those. I respond very quickly to Red Boys. Now, I was telling you, I was going to be sick if I had to sit in the Rumble chat a second longer before the show started. Because Dr. Doom and Jane Says are basically playing schmoopy with each other. How are you, my dear? Wonderful to see you, my love. Schnookums, you're the light of my life. I don't know what I do all day without you. Blech. Oh, my God. Now, again, don't get me wrong. I'm glad that Dr. Doom found Jane Says because Dr. Doom was getting a little cunty. I didn't with the show. I didn't realize it was because he was backed up. But it's hard to look at. It's hard to watch. It's hard to take a gander at. And you know what? Sam Show with a great point. Says neither of them realizes the other one is a dude. Exactly. And that's the tragedy or the hilarity of it. That's the hilarity of it, I think, in my opinion. You need me more, says Aaron's jealous. Not true at all. I am not jealous at all. In fact, just before the show started, I was bragging to SP. I told her, babe, I'm eating an apple. And I was eating an apple. I was being very healthy. I said, I'm eating an apple, be proud. And she hearted that message. So I have my own schmoopy. I don't want to read about everyone else's schmoopy. Your schmoopy makes me sick. Oh, they're going to start saying schnookums and darling and everything else in our chat. It's going to be disgusting. And I'm going to read it. And I'm going to rip my goddamn eyeballs out with a fucking olive fork. And I'm going to set them on fire. But I'm going to read them, every single one of them. Why? Because I love you fucking retards. I love you stupid people. Keep me in business. You let me do my show that I love doing so much. And I guess if the cost of that is I have to read you guys making hack jokes or going schmooky, schnooky, schmoopy, schnookums, small price to pay. Thank you, Red Fox Matt, for starting us off today. He says, show us those big breasts, Aaron. You have such wonderful breasts. Everyone, send in money to see Aaron shirtless. $500. You say you make a request. Everyone, send in money to see Aaron shirtless. No. There's a number there. 500. 500, and we'll Hulk Hogan the shirt off for the end of the show. But no, we're not just gonna go. Jane says, don't you know we might get worse? I hope we don't. No, it's gonna be bad. Going to be bad. I hope you both have dicks. That is a weird thing to say. I just realized that's a weird thing to say. For me to just talk. Gotta knock it off. Saint Caesar says, Aaron, how much for you to eat the Arby's Meat Mountain on stream? Skip to 205. How much to eat the Arby's Meat Mountain? Now, it just sounds gay, so I'm already going to get shit on if I do eat it.
This is fast food secret menus.
What are we skipping to? 205? I got to do what the audience wants, man. That like the third $100 loss in a week on Monday scared the shit out of me. So I'm on my best behavior, and I'm the audience's bitch as long as that money keeps coming in. Let's take a look at this. Arby's Meat Mountain Sandwich.
Here it is. The Meat Mountain. Say it with me. Meat Mountain.
Oh, that's fucking disgusting. Is that chicken with roast beef and cheese and turkey and then cheese and bacon and roast beef? God damn it, guys. We don't need all that. You see this part right here? Fuck that roast beef there. You see that piece of cheese and that chicken right there? That's all that you need. That little piece right there, and then put this bun on top of it. That's a sandwich. This is Sodom and Gomorrah. This is gluttony. This is the end of times. This is the apocalypse sandwich. You shouldn't be doing this. You shouldn't be eating it. Aaron, how much for you to eat this on stream? It doesn't have to, and by the way, it doesn't have to be one donation, but between all of you, for me to go get one of these and throw it down on a stream, $350. $350. You ask, I tell you. $350. It's apparently a double Reuben sandwich.
Mountain.
All right, I fucking hate this guy. I hope this guy, I hope that Schmooky, Schnooky, and Pumpkin ride together to this guy's house and just... You ever seen Maury and Goodfellas? Anyway, my point is, I can't take this guy, Red Fox Mad. And second of all, Arby's. Now, this is going to be a controversial take. I don't mind Arby's. I think we're supposed to hate Arby's. I think it's supposed to be shit, boomer slop. Younger people don't really give a shit about Arby's one way or the other. If I drive past an Arby's and someone says, I want to eat there, I'd go, I'll find something I like. There's nothing wrong with an Arby's. If you didn't, as a kid, if you didn't choke down a couple roast beef and cheddars back in the day, I don't trust you.
Look at this sandwich. Look how big this is. This thing's gigantic. I think it has every...
Oh, it's not even a chicken patty. It's fucking chicken tenders. They put a separate meal onto your bun. And you're going to have tendies with ham, roast turkey, Swiss cheese, corned beef, Angus steak, brisket, cheddar cheese, roast beef, and bacon. Honestly, just throw yourself into the wood chipper after you eat this.
Meat that Arby's provides, including a thing of fried chicken. This is huge. 2 types of cheese. Oh, yo, what up?
Oh, I hate this guy. Oh, God, do I just want... I want this guy to wander into the wrong ICE protest. Oh, my God. Just strap a goddamn flashbang grenade to his chest. I hate this guy.
What up? I got the Meat Mountain. Here we
How
go.
many more views does this have than me? Today's morning show did like 6,000 or 7,000 views on YouTube alone. Another 6,000 or 7,000 on Rumble. How much does this have? 98,000 views. Do you now see what I'm saying when I say I deserve better, I'm more talented than my station in life and where I'm at? Watching this is for you. You can just watch this and go, haha, this guy sucks. I watch this and I go, infinitely more talented, infinitely more engaging. He's got 15 times the views. The world isn't a fair place. And it's going to slowly, let me just tell you, I'm still relatively young. I'm not even 40 yet. There's plenty of time for me to be driven into mania by all this. But I still hold out onto a little hope. Matter of fact, just as I said that, I can feel a stroke right here. Oh, fucking do it. Go for it. All the way, God. Let's go. 98,000 views, this cunt.
Ba-bam. How's it look inside? Okay, I'm gonna take a couple bites on this one because there's no way I can get everything in one bite.
I hope he chokes. God, I hope he chokes. Who eats a sandwich like that? What kind of weird Zionist creep eats a sandwich where he bites? Oh my God, I can't handle this. He bites the bottom half of the sandwich. Take a smaller bite into the sandwich and get both pieces of the bun. If you have to take like a nibbling bite depth-wise, you got to go with the height. You can't make the sandwich uneven. Shit's going to fall apart. Oh, do I hate this man.
Yes. And yes.
Oh, God. Swallow your food first.
Oh, man. Chris, this rules. It's a block of meat.
Yeah. Hold on. I got to see. How many calories? I can't stay. I'm going to hate myself for the rest of the night if I keep watching this guy. How many calories in a Meat Mountain from Arby's? Guys, go ahead and take a guess. How many calories? I'm going to click it right now. I'm going to say 2,230. 2,230 calories in that sandwich. 1,030 to 1,275. Now, look, that's still a lot. That's a shitload of calories. But that's way less than I thought it would be. 1,030 to 1,275. 51 grams of fat. How many grams of fat in one day? 44 to 78. So you've already blown your fat ass out of fat if you eat one of those sandwiches. Oh, God. I mean, not only do I now hate that guy, but now look what he's unleashed, wrought upon the world. Red Fox Mad with $5 says, what happened to Crunchy? I miss her in the chat. I will have to call her and see if we can do a hookup again sometime soon. Red Fox Mad is horny for Crunchy again. I will say this. I almost called her horny because of Red Fox Mad. Crunchy was very generous during our protest streams, the Lindale streams. She made a very nice donation to the toe during that, so I appreciate it. Waylon with $2 says, how much for you and Johnny to spray each other in the face with pepper spray? $250,000. There. I don't want to do that. So that's my number. Randy K says, so between all of us, $500 and it's shirtless toe? Yeah, $500 in a show and it's shirtless toe. I don't mind that. Trucker 18 Wheeler with $1 says, Johnny said it looks good, so I think he has more of a fat person tendency than you. I hate that I'm 225 pounds at 6'3". I hate it. There's nothing like admirable about my height and weight. I wish it were 210, 215. So yeah, no, I don't look at that kind of stuff and go, that's really good. I'll eat a lot of bad shit a little bit throughout the day. I don't sit down and have those big monstrous plates, you know. Oh, look at that 2,000 calorie sandwich. I don't like that. My thing is I'll eat too much at night. I can be a night eater from time to time. Rexstart parody account says he ate the sandwich and he has 15 times the views. Coincidence? Fair enough. Fair enough. You know what? You make a good point. Let's see what people's guesses were. 2,500 plus, 3,200. Hey, Kipcast is back. What a guy. 1,670, 600 calories for that sandwich. By the way, this is how you can see why we have an obesity crisis in America. You have people going like, oh, that sandwich, 600 calories. That's why we're dying. My dad would do that too. Like boomers, maybe your boomer parents didn't do this, but my dad would see like a sandwich that had lettuce on it. And he'd be like, well, it has lettuce on it, so it's not that bad. You know, it's got a good thing on there. Like he thought if you put good for you things on a complete shit burger, that it somehow erased the shittiness. It's like, no, Dad, it's the shitty stuff plus the harmless thing. And also, if you eat lettuce, you're not going to gain health benefits. It's kind of a nothing deal. You got to eat fruit and shit like that. Like my apple that I cut up and ate. I eat my apples in slices. I cut them up into nice wedges. And then I eat them individually because it feels like I have more apple. And I know what you're thinking. Aaron, you're a fucking child. Welcome to Steel Toe. Some of you got close. Exculpate said 1,300. That ain't bad. 1,300 was pretty close. Honky says, the meat mountain, the image that Grok gives you when you type in Scarlett Hampton's vagina. Oh, my God. That Dabbleverse, I got to say, when they put their clips up, and I've beaten them all in views and left them behind, and I have my own community, and we grow all the time. So, and I have to say that because it makes me feel good because I know their reaction. I'm rage baiting a little bit. But boy, it's hard not to step down from my cloud and look down at them every once in a while. And oh my God, it's a bigger shit show every day. Who would have thought that Scarlett Hampton, some black.com porn star, would be the Helen of Troy of the Dabbleverse? Like all the people. It's like Ralph is fighting Mersh, and then, Nick is secretly having sexy time conversations, and Ralph is having secret sexy time conversations, and Mersh is done with her. And what? By the way, I am Team Mersh on that one all the way. That is the smart move. Get the fuck away get out of that blast radius because that is not going to be pretty. But the twat that launched 1,000 ships in that Dabbleverse, Scarlet. Hey, I got to say this to guys. Now, in the Dabbleverse, I don't know if you know this. If you don't know about it, you're the luckiest person in the world. They're all retarded simps. It's pathetic to watch. It's like they've never seen a tit or an ass or a vagina in their life before. The only sex organ they've seen is their own looking down at their own cock while they whack off. That's all they've ever seen. Because they are the biggest simps. You want to look at these guys and be, when they talk about this Scarlet, you want to be like, hey, boys, act like you've been there before. Act like you plan on going back. The old Bud Grant line. Oh, my God. They're just, it's so... I mean, if you're not in it, if you're like me and you can just observe it, it's funny to a point, but after a while you go, all right, I got to tap out. This is getting sad. At some point, this is just you enjoying someone's, like 100 people's degradation and destruction. But guys, every piece of pussy that walks by, ugh. Chad Buzamok says, Toe, did you see Stein got a radio gig? Got here late. In case you talked about this already. No, but that, you know what? That tracks. That makes sense. That Stein would get a radio gig. He lost the Blaze thing. You got to get a job. And I think radio is good. That's a good medium for Alex. I think he'll do as well as you can over there. Good for Alex. Whereabouts, Buzmak? Throw that in the chat. I'll follow that. Trucker 18-wheeler with $10. Thank you, pal. Says everyone in the chat should send this to their lover. Can we not get all Valentine's-y on tonight's show? I've already got Jane Says and Dr. Doom schmoopy-ing each other. And then that awful Meat Mountain joke that just set me off. Sean Lenane with $1 says Aaron is a child when he holds his tongue. He holds his tongue when he says apple. Oh, yeah, that thing they used to do in elementary school to make you say asshole. Cute, right? You don't remember that? When in school they would go, apple. Yeah, oh my God, you swore. That was edgy shit back in second grade. Trucker 18-wheeler with $1 says this chat is disturbing. Welcome to Steel Toe. Oh, and then Kip Cass goes, I came to make fun of you. Stop calling me a fan. Stop coping then. Come on. Nobody does that. You don't come to a place to just make fun of someone. You don't. If you do, you have a mental disorder and you need to be put in an insane asylum. That is psychotic behavior. And it also shows you're at the end of your rope and you might do something terrible to yourself. Nobody wants to see that. I mean, not see it, You come here because you're a fan of the thing, but it's like you have that mentality of a third grader with a crush where you're like, don't worry, I have a shitload of fans like this ever since radio. Where they have that grade school crush thing where they're like, no, I don't like it. Like, I am your guilty pleasure. You can admit it. You don't have to try and make yourself look psychotic in order to enjoy the show. We all like you. We all are glad you're here. Take a seat and enjoy yourself. Stop. Kip Cass says, stop saying that, Kip. Stop. Kip, you're losing your shit. Like, Hobo's a fan. He just can't admit he's impressed with me because he has a lot of suppressed homoerotic ideas. I mean, I think it's fucked up, but I accept him. Kip Cass says, leave me alone. I just imagine him holding both sides of his head when he said, you know what? Now I'm bullying. I'm doing the opposite of Dr. Doom and Jane Says being schmoopy. You Need Me More says, Aaron, will you please respond to Sane Caesar so he stops repeating himself? No. I wait until Hobo starts sending $1 super chats with the same thing over and over. I let Sane Caesar work himself into a lather. Then we get going for the day. All right, this is $10 from Trucker 18-wheeler. He said this is a loving message to everyone. Dr. Doom cranking out a banger for his lady. Unbelievable. Wonderful. Thank you very much. Those two are going to make me goddamn puke. All right, this is the first thing I had for you tonight. Thank you very much for being here. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow. Go! Almost at 300 already tonight. Thank you, guys. That's a welcome thing to see. Excuse me. I apologize. Oh, my God. I'm dying. This is it. Kipcast. This is my punishment for bullying you. I'm going to die. Hunky says, I thought the kid was going to say the N-word. That was disappointing. I'm sorry. 28 Rumble memberships away from 500. I'd really like to hit that tonight. Darkwind says, I was waiting for that song to go terribly wrong. Do you guys know? Yeah, Kipcast says karma. The man's got a point. What does that say about us as a society? That you watch this little kid singing a cute song and you're like, oh, a fucking shark has to eat her at the end. Something bad has to happen. Maybe she'll say the N-word. Like, what is that? I mean, take time to really look and explain what that says about us and our inability to connect. And maybe we're just logged in too much. Fuck you, dude, with $1 says, this show has ruined me. I expected that song to end with queer. That's what I'm saying. You guys have ended up in this place where you see something adorable and you go, oh, I bet you it ends with her yelling the N-word. Or like you watch a really funny show like this and you go, oh, I've got to say something mean about him because it hurts me to actually enjoy something. We're too connected. We're too connected, and it's a problem. You want to watch a black lady yell at some cops? That'll be fun. She'll say some fucked up shit to them. Don't worry, this will help you guys disassociate. Before you disassociate, Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, and Rumble Rants. Let's have ourselves a fine day. Good start. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Keep it up. So this lady, and she doesn't actually show up on the video. I'm making the wild assumption that she's black, and that's on me, and it's probably very racist. I mean, to say someone's black just by their voice. But she gets pulled over by two very sweet white cops. Two very law-abiding, wonderful, salt-of-the-earth white folks. And she is getting a ticket. She went off into the ditch. I believe this is Michigan. I was trying to look at their badges here. I think they're in Michigan somewhere. But she went off the road into the ditch with all the ice and the snow and the shitty weather we've been having. And I guess they found out that she's never renewed her license. So the cops had to come out, so call her help her get out of the ditch, the whole deal. And while they do that, they ask for her ID. She gives it to them. She's never renewed her license. And she's going to act like this is somehow her inconvenience and the cops' fault. Here we go.
Here's the court number.
I'm not touching that ticket that you're illegally issuing me. You weren't even here to assess the crash, yet you try to tell me that I gotta have a ticket.
Look at your car.
I don't give a...
Oh, she went through the guardrail. Like, she busted that whole guardrail out. God damn, look at your... You weren't even here to assess the accident. Look at your car. I love the roadside lawyers. Every time someone gets pulled over, they're a lawyer. They're a free inhabitant. The laws don't apply to them. You weren't here to assess and concur with the situation at hand de facto. And the cop's like, I'm using my eyeballs. Your car's all fucked. And right where your car's all fucked, the guardrail's blown out. What am I supposed to deduce from that, counselor?
Fuck! What you talking about? Don't touch me.
If you want, we can ask how your Sterling Heights warrants.
Don't fucking touch me. Go ask! Because the bitch is paid. Go ask! They wouldn't even issue me a new license.
So his whole thing is like, you don't have a valid license. She's like, go ask them. They wouldn't even issue me a license. Right, which means you can't drive a car. It's not the license thing is not a nice to have option. The license is kind of a must for you to be using the public roadways. I guess technically, like Rain Man, you can drive up and down the driveway all you want. But she's like, go ask them. All right, what's going to happen when I go ask them? They wouldn't even give me a license. Yeah, you and my 96-year-old Nana, because you'll kill somebody. Exhibit A, counselor. Counselor.
You see them tickets on there? Don't fucking touch me. No, I'm not. No, the fuck I'm not, because I was not speeding.
It's in the system, so
That is ice. All of this is ice. If I stop my car, I still would have slid.
the ticket says too
Are
fast
you
for
serious?
conditions.
Bitch,
It says
get the fuck out of my
conditions.
face.
So he's saying you were driving too fast for conditions. You have an expired license. She ain't hearing none of it. And, you know, oh, God, I keep trying to see the city that's on his patch there. But, like, he's trying to, like, he's not upset about this. This motherfucker, he's trying to hold back laughter.
Get the fuck out my face. Get the fuck out my face. Get the fuck out my face. Away from my car. Get the fuck on.
So I'm gonna
get the fuck on.
I'm gonna verbally
get the
serve you
fuck
this ticket.
on.
So 2680.
She won. He's leaving, and now the other guy has to read it to her. That's a win for her. There you go. That's a W. That's another win for the hoe right there.
0641. There's an A. Clark. You're being.
You're not giving me
formally
shit.
notice of
At what point in this video does she promote her SoundCloud? I'd like to skip to that part.
driving.
I can't hear you.
For condition.
I can't hear you. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Get the fuck on.
She's literally la 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 la. I can't hear you. Wow. I think this is a new level of immaturity. I mean, I've seen plenty of black people cuss out police when they're 1,000% at fault. But I don't think I've never seen a black person say I am rubber, you are glue. And I've never seen a black person yell at the cops and then go, la, 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 la. I mean, it doesn't end with her getting tased. So some would say this is an improvement in the community.
Bitch voice. Trying to make some money. You trying to make some money for your motherfucking department. So bitch ass on. This is real life shit. Now I'll beat your ass. I'll really beat your ass.
You see, that's not. I don't know how many interactions you've had with police telling them repeatedly that you're going to beat your ass. That depending on what kind of day they're having, that could go all kinds of bad for you.
I'll really beat your ass.
You feel comfortable too?
Something tells me she didn't talk herself out of that ticket. I think she's going to end up having to pay that one. If if my instincts are correct. Thank you very much to Wally World for the 5 gifted memberships. Hot shit. Carmack, come on.
Wanna fuck? Let's fuck!
Thank you very much. And now we're 23 Rumble memberships away from 500. And we're off to an awesome start tonight. Keep that up. Just a few more of those. Rusty Grammar with $2 says, I am a huge fan of The Toe. Best show ever. Also, Aaron is a faggot and sucks, but he isn't gay. He's in better shape than most of this audience, but let's shit on the fat-ass retard Libto. Look, if you didn't think I knew where a lot of this anger and angst from some of our fans come from, you got me fucked up. I mean, why do you think I let them get away with all of it? I know what it is. Come on, I've been around too long. Papa Shop says, are we sure this isn't Jasmine Crockett? No, I'm not sure it isn't Jasmine Crockett. No, I'm sure it isn't Jasmine Crockett because she was in front of white people. If that was Jasmine Crockett, she would be going, hello, officers. What have I done wrong this evening? Would you like to see my license and registration? Absolutely. I carry it with me right here in case of emergencies and situations such as this. No, Jasmine Crockett wouldn't be yelling like a hood rat. Rusty Grammar with $1 says, my internet daddy isn't acknowledging me. I'm not listening anymore. Wah. Thank you. Now, stop. Some people are going to think you're talking about them. Stop it. St. Caesar says, how much are we away from Meat Mountain now, Aaron? What did I say for Meat Mountain? What did I say for the Meat Mountain thing? You guys, I'm totally at your mercy here because you could technically make some shit up. I don't remember what I said for Meat Mountain, to eat one of those Meat Mountain sandwiches. Papa Shop goes, la, 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 la. What? She's a mature gal. She's just she's trying to let the police know they don't have power over her. $3.50. All right. Thank you, Kraken Slappin', for being honest. Do they even? I don't think they have Meat Mountain anymore, guys. I wouldn't give me the $350. Is the Meat Mountain still available? Oh, yes, the Arby's Meat Mountain is available. Okay, so the $3.50 is in play. So technically, it's $300. We're $300 away from that. We're 300 away from that. Jelly for the Smelly says 150 for no Johnny tomorrow. You want to go that route? 150 for no Johnny? Starting now? 150 and Johnny gets the day off tomorrow? That would technically give him the rest of the week off. I mean, all right, your call. Your call. I will leave it up to you guys. Thank you very much, Wally World, for that 5 gifted memberships. That's very nice of you. And we're only I guess, yes, if we get to 500 memberships tonight, I have to go until 9 o'clock and do an extra half hour. So there's that too. Appreciate it. Lots of options out there for torture. Turns out I should have been making a shitload of money yesterday, cutting the show early and going to the St. Cloud City Council meeting. Shit was going down. I was seeing clips on Facebook and stuff, and they were having these, they were debating these resolutions. And these resolutions, by the way, don't do anything. They were like, do we welcome immigrants here or do we want whites only? Like, it was that kind of shit. It was like, we so hereby claim it that St. Cloud welcomes all people of all different races. It's some stupid shit like that means nothing and is probably a waste of city time. But everybody shows up and everybody's got to have their opinions on ICE and everything else. And to me, this is one of the biggest problems with what we do as a country. There are so many things your city government does that are very important and really kind of corrupt. You know, giving special treatment to big businesses that they don't give to individuals, and it happens at almost every meeting they have at the city council. And technically, you guys should be going to them if you're that invested, and you should be checking in on what they're up to. But when it's some kind of bullshit resolution that actually means nothing and doesn't do anything to your taxes or your city, everyone wants to show up to yell at each other. This was, I don't think they don't have any, we have some photos of look at how many people are in this city council meeting just ready to yell at each other and talk about how we need to welcome all people and ICE is bad. Do you know that like the total amount of people nabbed by ICE in the St. Cloud area since they've started this thing is in the double digits? It's not even like we haven't even deported 100 people from the St. Cloud area. More than 200 residents packed St. Cloud City Council chambers January 26th, last night, to hear members debate 2 dueling immigration resolutions that reflect the state's political divide. One proposed resolution declared the city welcoming for all, which, again, doesn't mean anything. Hey, we're welcoming for all. What, sex offenders, too? Like, what does that mean, welcoming for all? Well, you know, we're just welcoming for all the people. What are we, 6 years old? It's welcoming for all people. I can't imagine a bigger waste of time. Now, that one was postponed. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That one was not postponed. The other, which was postponed, proclaimed support for law enforcement, including the federal agents searching for undocumented residents in the city. So bootlicking. You can support what ICE does, and you can say that we need to deport all illegals. I'm living proof that you can say that. But you don't have to suck their fucking cock and swallow their load. Jesus, it's embarrassing watching this. We have a Tim Pool clip tomorrow where Tim Pool's cope for all of his bootlicking is that since he voted for this federal government and he voted for ICE and Trump, that it's his boot. So he's not licking the federal government's boot. He's wearing the boot. And this is the saddest thing to watch somebody actually believe. This is a guy actually either coping or acting like he believes that somehow he's part of the people in charge and he's the one doing the shit. It's so sad to watch. It's just, and Tim Pool, I can understand how Tim Pool makes all his money now. You can just give him a bunch of money and fill his head with dog shit, and he'll just spit it right out of his mouth hole. It's an amazing machine that kid runs on. Now, Council member Huda Ibrahim, a Somali American, I thought she was Dutch, drafted the resolution seeking to reaffirm the city's identity as a place that is welcoming, inclusive, and safe for everyone who calls St. Cloud home. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations. We spent a bunch of time arguing a resolution that ultimately does absolutely nothing. Great job. Great job. It referenced the city's 2005 community policing agreement and a 2017 resolution for a just and welcoming community. So not only is this a bunch of jack-off bullshit, but we've already done it 9 years ago. It was passed after one council member proposed a controversial moratorium on refugee resettlement. The crowd was primed to support Ibrahim's motion, some holding signs that read, pro-community, anti-ICE. Maybe I'm glad I stayed home. Or the Bible verse, love your neighbor as yourself. I'd stay out of Leviticus. Many in the audience also attended a public forum beforehand with St. Cloud Mayor Jake Anderson to voice concerns about ICE actions in the city. We lost our mayor of like 20 years last year, and boy, do I miss him. He was a reasonable guy. The conversation came 2 weeks after a clash between residents and federal agents outside a Somali mall in St. Cloud, where agents deployed a chemical irritant and one agent chased a bystander with a baton. St. Cloud police and a few elected officials, including Ibrahim, used their bodies as shields. I mean, you can go see it on our channel. We covered it. Our community is strongest when every neighbor, blah, 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 it passed. And a bunch of people got up to speak and talk about, I mean, half of this is just people whacking themselves off, talking about what great, understanding people they are. While ultimately this does absolutely nothing, helps absolutely nobody. We can all pat our, this is such, what do they call it, slacktivism, where you can pat yourself on the back and go, I'm helping. Meanwhile, you've done less than nothing. All you've done is waste paper and people's time. But everyone feels good about it, and I'm the killjoy who's wrecking everybody's, you know, everybody's virtue signaling. I'm the guy wrecking it with all my bullshit. Dan Vicious with $2 says, will you be getting your lady boy? She's fucking a smoke show. You stop with the lady boy. Some of Sydney's new lingerie. Add this to the lingerie goal. Oh, thank you. There's a lingerie goal now. We'll see when it comes out, I suppose. See what it looks like. I got no problem with it. Your neighborhood would be 2,500 calories stronger, says Jellyford Smelly, if you eat a meat mountain. Oh, that's true. I could do it for my community. So that was St. Cloud. You know what? You're probably right. You're probably right. It's probably good that I didn't go to the St. Cloud City Council meeting. It sounds like a massive circle jerk. And then there's people on the other side of that who went there to be like, no, I don't want St. Cloud to be an open community for any, like, and those retards, they don't understand that they're just walking right into a trap. Like, the way you play that is you just go, you roll your eyes and you go, oh God, who gives a shit? Okay, yeah, kids, pat them, you know, do what I do to people. Pat them on the head and go, okay, kiddies. Yep. Oh yeah, you're accomplishing everything. Oh yeah, you're doing it all. You got us with your welcoming motion. Oh man, I tell you, you guys are killing it. Just let them believe that, and then you and everyone else with an IQ, you know, over what you set your thermostat to can go, all right, can we now work on actual shit and go back to ignoring these people? Jesus, that wasn't the only thing going on in central Minnesota, by the way. There was a chick, Alyssa Gambrell, who's the HR director for the city of Wilmer, which is about an hour west of here. She posted an anti-ICE propaganda sob story demonizing ICE agents, claiming they are terrorizing her community because they're targeting Somalis. Now, in Wilmer, I would bet that they've maybe picked up 10 people. If that, they've picked up 10 people in Wilmer. She wrote, before, and by the way, of course she looks like this. Before I tell you what is happening, let me tell you what is definitely not happening. ICE did not arrive with a list of violent criminals that they were looking to round up. Well, it's good that you checked, honey. There are very, very few violent criminals in Wilmer anyway. They have not coordinated any of their actions with local law enforcement or provided law enforcement with names or information about anyone who has been detained, which is generally supposed to happen through shared databases. Yeah, but there's this problem in Minnesota where ICE doesn't know whose side anyone's on, so that if they give the police in Wilmer a list, they're worried that the police in Wilmer will go and tell the people, and then ICE won't be able to get them, because that's what happens in Minneapolis and probably Duluth and probably Rochester and anywhere else in Minnesota that they try to do some of this stuff. ICE wouldn't be here in the first place if you guys worked with ICE. In fact, that's the whole compromise that Trump and Walz are coming to. And we got some clips of that a little bit later today. And boy, oh boy, are the protesters mad at Tim Walz today. That son of a bitch, he can't catch a break. They're protesting outside his office today. Mostly because it's so goddamn cold, I think. They want to get inside. Here's what is happening, said Gambrel. ICE agents have frequented places that young Somali residents are known to work, such as Walmart. Did you know that every business in America is required to verify the work status of anyone that they employ using a social security number, 2 forms of ID, and a federal database? You know, they can fake that shit. We have to confirm that each employee in the U.S. is in the U.S. legally and has authorization to work. You know what that is on a lot of job applications and tax things? You just check, yes, I'm legally allowed to be in the United States. So unless a business is paying someone under the table, that never happens, and not reporting the wages as a business expense, then the very fact that someone has a job indicates their legal status in the U.S. Oh, my God. Imagine you believed that. Imagine you believed that because you have a job in the United States, it means you're here legally. Oh God, to be that naive. It almost, I'm jealous of this woman. It almost sounds like an ignorance is bliss sort of thing. When ICE agents see a black person in Wilmer, oh, here we go. First of all, you see a black person in Wilmer, you get out your lucky rabbit's foot and you make a wish. That's not usually something you're seeing in Wilmer. They've been asking them whether they are Somali, not whether they are a citizen and are here legally, have ID, or a criminal record. Whether they are Somali. Well, what are you going to do? Go to someone like, hey, you have a criminal record? They're going to be like, yes, I confess. Take me away. They are in town to terrorize a community, she said. This is the, the secretary of Wilmer? Oh, the HR director of Wilmer. Oh, God, even worse. Even worse. So now she's made libs of TikTok just like Natalie Copeland did. I'm sure she's going to be getting a lot of messages, a lot of meetings at work. It's just like this whole ICE thing has people way off to one side or way off to the other. Here's the facts. We had an election. The guy with the immigration plan won. He's not nearly as aggressive on immigration as I voted for. But also, he wouldn't be in any of these places if you guys had been cooperating to begin with. This whole bullshit that people like Alyssa Gambrel and Jacob Fry throw out there that like, why doesn't ICE just talk to us first? It's like, well, no. They're not supposed to have to talk to you first. You're supposed to have to report to ICE when you have criminal illegals in your city. You guys aren't doing that, so they came to you. This is it takes two sort of a deal. But God, imagine going on Facebook. You're the HR director of the city of Wilmer, and you're just making a big, giant political post. Let me ask the HR director of Wilmer what she would do if one of her city employees were making these big, divisive political posts on Facebook. You'd probably be called into HR, and they'd go, hey, fucking cool it, all right? You're representing the city. Thank you very much to Dan Vicious with $2. Says somehow Ladybug auto-corrected to Ladyboy. My bad. Oh, I was going to say, it doesn't really make any sense. Ladyboy. Okay, Ladybug. But isn't Ladybug a little mark on my taint? That one doesn't really jive either. Oh, well. Hey, guys, thank you very much. Appreciate all the $2, the $5, the $10, and the gifted memberships. Keep them coming. I appreciate it. Put them in the chat. I'd love to come back into the chat, rap with you guys a little bit. Thank you, Dan. YouTube, you need to come up a little bit. Rumble, you're looking decent. 293 is the number right now. 296 of you now checking out the toe. Hit like, hit subscribe, and hit follow. And let's get in that beautiful, beautiful algorithm. This was something that happened last week that we never got to, and it bums me out quite a bit. So Kid Rock had quietly put together a super awesome, badass summer tour. He got, obviously Kid Rock, but I think he got Nelly and Ludacris were the other two guys with him. Now, take my fucking money. It also shows that I'm getting old as shit because Kid Rock, Nelly, and Ludacris in 2026 is like, oh, yeah, they'll be going to summer festivals, those camping festivals, and they'll be doing shows there. I mean, in 2004, you get Nelly, Ludacris, and Kid Rock, and it's like, yeah, you can't get tickets for that. I'm sorry. It's sold out, and they're only playing stadiums. But rap legend Ludacris is no longer on the lineup. He dropped out of Kid Rock's Rock the Country tour. And why? Because Ludacris's fans were lighting him up on social media, telling him he can't work with Kid Rock because Kid Rock's a Trump supporter. They support ICE, and we can't have that. His name was quietly pulled from the list of performing stars on the festival's website. Lines got crossed, and he wasn't supposed to be on there, Ludacris's rep said to Rolling Stone. Now, I don't believe that at all. I think what really happened was Ludacris was fine with being on there, but really underestimated how his fans would react and then quickly got himself pulled off of it. I mean, he kind of passive-aggressively throw it on Kid Rock by going like, oh, no, we were never supposed to be on there in the first place. I don't know what Kid was doing. Yeah, okay. I mean, that's a money tour. That's easy money in Ludacris's pocket. Beyond the statement that lines got crossed, Ludacris camp hasn't offered any detail on what happened. It could have been a simple miscommunication between the rapper's team and festival organizers about whether or not he was able to perform on the tour in the first place. No, it was nothing like that. These guys all have teams. They have lawyers. They have agents. All the T's are crossed and all the I's are dotted if the guy's on the goddamn poster. What happened was the fans lost their shit. Ludacris was worried that he was going to face a serious backlash, and they said maybe it's not worth it. Rolling Stone also noted Ludacris faced fan backlash after he was included in the lineup announcement last week. Yeah, that's what happened. I told Kid Rock maybe, and then he just put me in there. It's like, oh, yeah, it happens all the time. So it looks like this whole thing is Kid Rock, Creed. I know there's been like this revival of Creed. Like people are now going like, oh, yeah, we love Creed now, and we always loved Creed. And, like, Creed was always gay. I'm not having this glow up with Creed that the rest of my generation is. Now, Nickelback, I've always liked Nickelback, and I've never been ashamed to, and I've never mocked Nickelback. I think making fun of Nickelback is about the most chicken shit pussy move you can make. You can not like them. You can be like, it's not for me. But if you're like, Nickelback fucking sucks and they're gay, again, that's like an insecurity in you. Nobody needs to be that vested. Also, you sing Photograph every time it comes on. You're ashamed of yourself and you can't let it go. We got Creed, Shinedown, Lynyrd Skynyrd. Stop trying to make Skynyrd happen 50 years after the fucking crash. Uncle Cracker, Danny Warsnop, this is getting worse. Aaron Lewis from Stained. Ew. This sucks. 8 City Run, Kid Rock. Yeah, kill Creed, kill Shinedown, kill Skynyrd. Uncle Cracker has like 2 songs, right? Among the major country acts playing Rock the Country will be Jelly Roll, Jason Aldean, Blake Shelton, Brooks and Dunn, Riley Green, Miranda Lambert, Hank Williams Jr., Ella Langley, Brantley Gilbert Moore. There we go. Now we're getting some names in there. How about Brooks and Dunn isn't the headliner? How about Kid Rock is the headliner? Brooks and Dunn's a bigger name. Blake Shelton's a bigger name. I would say Jelly Roll's probably a bigger name than all of them right now. Hank Williams Jr. In addition, veteran rappers Ludacris and Nelly will also play on select shows, the Blacktown shows. They'll probably take Hank Jr. out of those, put Nelly in there. But Ludacris dipped on it. Ludacris said he's not going to do it because his fans said that they don't like Kid Rock. So Ludacris was a bitch. And he said, I'm out. Nothing. No, by the way, guys, if you're no, Tiffany will not be showing up. Dolly Parton can't show up. Dolly Parton's like on death's door if you talk to some people. It's like putting off appearances and all kinds of other shit. I don't know. All right, I'll come back to you guys in a little bit. Get the show going. Show's not in the chat right now. Show's with me. Put the show in the chat, and I'll be glad to come in there and hang out with you a little bit. 23 memberships away from 500. Start gifting them. Start throwing them in there. Little Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, and Rumble Rants. I found out about this today, and I wanted to share it with you. And I figured this was something different. This wasn't news. This isn't protests and Alex Pretty and Trump and all that shit. I wanted to do just some fun shit tonight. Do some, this morning was mostly old school steel toe. I want it to be more old school steel toe. Oh my God, somebody already clipped my Scarlett Hampton, Helen of Troy of the Dabbleverse rant. Wow, thank you, Alyssa. Holy shit. Wow.
Oh, buddy.
What? So I just found out, do you know about the red crab migration? Not what Hobo Chili Recipe's boyfriend gives him on a Friday. The red crab migration, I feel like this is something Corey would have loved. Talk about him like he's dead. The red crab migration is something that happens in Australia, and it's been down in recent years. And it's starting to pick back up again. Apparently, the streets of Australia run red with these little crabs migrating from one part of the sea to the other. It's a real thing. I read about it today, and I had to go on YouTube, and I had to find out more about it. This is fascinating.
As the female's doing a little dance, she's releasing up to 100,000 eggs
Whore.
where they hatch on contact with water.
I'm naming that crab Scarlett Hampton.
The larvae swim away.
Spent about the last 3 weeks migrating, so a week walking down to the coast and 2 weeks in the burrow incubating their eggs. All leading up to this moment. Yeah, it's really cool to see.
Imagine you made your pregnant wife walk miles before she could give birth. So this is what happens. They end up everywhere.
40 million red crabs on Christmas Island. They live most of their year up in the forest in the middle of the island. But once a year, they have to return to their roots at the ocean in order to breed.
So they have to walk down from the mountains onto the beach to fuck once a year. Again, tens of, hundreds of thousands of these damn crabs. And they mostly live in the forest, not bothering anybody, eating grubs or whatever the fuck they eat. Once a year, they all do this baton death march to get pussy. And then they go on the beach, they fuck, their ladies lay a shitload of eggs, and then they walk their ass back up into the forest. Boy, man, simps, bunch of simps. Christmas
it's quite
Island.
a prolonged, drawn-out journey. And the crabs face quite a few obstacles, not just cliffs and other natural obstacles. Behind me is one of the main ways that we protect the crabs on Christmas Island. So we close a lot of roads during the migration, and this just allows the crabs free access to cross the road without getting hit by cars. And as you can see, they are making good use of it. But in areas where we can't close the roads, because
just honk the horns. Hey, come on, let's move it. You move like old people fuck, slow and sloppy. Let's go.
Still need to access them.
The satisfying crunch you'd hear if you just went and ran a bunch of them over. Or just go by with like a pool net and just scrape up a bunch of them. You're having crab legs for dinner. How about red crabs? Are they delicious? We're going to look that up after this.
A range of techniques that we use to get the crabs safely across. Feeling crabby?
Yeah.
Crabby, get it?
We have an army of volunteer and national parks rakers.
Hey, lots of crabs, eh? Oh, yeah, rough weekend. I drank way too much. I got pissed and I fucked a dirty lass. No, I meant the crabs on the road. Oh, that too. Right. I was joking about the piss thing.
Just moving the crabs out of the roads in front of the cars as they come
Just
through.
rake them.
Hot, exhausting work, but we're saving a lot of crabs. School bus is arriving, and yeah, the kids will be getting out here and walking to school today, just to avoid running over all the little crabbies on the road. This is where I live. It's a 3-story building right next to the ocean, and every year...
Oh, I guarantee their apartments are just loaded with these little bastards. You find them like spiders in your house.
Just get some comforting crab. On the way, they'll just go over any kind of obstacles there are. In this case, might be a set of stairs.
Yeah, dude, fuck that. I'm not leaving my house after dark in a place like, oh, God. Oh, they've taken over your entire apartment building. You go out in the dark and you turn to get something, and there's like 5 of them just on the wall right in your face. Yeah, fuck that.
8 legs, they can climb over anything.
I'm borrowing some of those flashbangs from ICE just to get from my house to my car.
So yeah, he's climbing up the bricks.
They look like aliens.
This is our local bakery. Crabs obviously like the smell of fresh bread fruit. Every year, the whole town gets overrun by the crabs. People find them in their beds, in their showers.
That's where you always find them. You're always just, just playing with your nuts in your bed, and all of a sudden, what the fuck is that? Yep. Got a crab infestation.
This is one of our temporary fences. We put these up about a month before.
That's actually what that black lady from that earlier video crashed into. Could have killed a bunch of crabs.
The rains start. And they're designed to divert the crabs around roads so that they can cross in a safe spot. This is one of about 20 crab crossings.
Imagine you're one of the last crabs to get to the beach. So you probably got to fuck all the fat crabs. Like all the 8s and 9s are taken. Last crab is just getting fucked up on Jim Beam. Just like, all right, I can work myself up to this.
We have across the island, so the crabs go underneath the road and the cars go over this cattle grid on the road. You can see here we have a little concrete culvert that directs the crabs to this point. The crabs have to wait for the rains to start because they still have some connections to the ocean. They need some moisture in their gills in order to breathe. So if it's too hot and dry, they can't really wander too far.
I was today years old when I found out crabs have gills. I thought crabs were like, I suppose they live on the bottom of the fucking ocean, you retards. Some of them do. I thought they were like to come up for air every once in a while. No, that makes no sense. I just realized, that thing I just said? Utterly retarded. Pretend I never said it. Pretend that I never said that I didn't know crabs had gills. That is not something that needs to be repeated. It's not something that we need to discuss on this show ever again. And I was totally joking, by the way, when I said it to you guys. The rest of the world, if you tell them, they're not going to understand that it's a joke. And so it's just not, we just won't repeat it.
Far from their burrows. Not all the crabs are going to make it, despite everything we do to try and get as many across the roads as
Of course not. You're going to have some tarred crabs who just sit there, stare at cars until the wheel runs right over top of them.
As possible. Some inevitably get squished, but they don't go to waste.
Oh.
The other crabs will stop and have a snack on them on the way.
Ew, they're fucking cannibals. Crabs are mutants. So a little crab gets squished all over the road, and your family members come up behind you and just eat your entrails. Wow, what a species. Promise me, man, that if I don't make it, you're not going to eat me. Nah, I can't make that promise. You know that, man. You'll never know. You'll be dead.
Replenish their moisture and get some much needed nutrients to continue their journey. Another one of the methods that we use to...
Bro, are you eating Fred? That's fucked up, man. That is fucked up. No, we're going to go to confession, but right now we got to run to the beach and get some pussy before all the good ones are taken.
To help the crabs cross the road safely. It's our crab bridge. It's on this section of road because we can't actually put underpasses on this road just because of the utility pipes along the edge. Where they climb all the way to the top, over to the other side, and then climb down on the other side. Unfortunately, traffic isn't the only hazard that the crabs face.
Could you imagine if we had to do this to reproduce, how quickly humanity would go extinct? There's guys that don't leave their house to get laid. Like they will hire a prostitute or they just won't fuck. But they ain't leaving the house to go meet somebody. Or they'll talk to someone who's equally desperate on Tinder and have them come over. If we had to go walk down to our local beach, we'd just say, you know what, it's not worth it. What I'm trying to say is these red crabs, they just straight up want it more, dude.
In really long, open, hot stretches like big lawns, and even if they get stuck on the side of the road in the gutter, they can die of dehydration.
Jesus.
Usually one day each month where the tides are right and the females are able to release their eggs into the ocean. And that's usually in the last quarter of the moon. On a neap tide.
It's about 4:30 in the morning, and these females are trying to spawn. So the swell's up a bit.
This fucking reeks of old, dirty, walked-on crab pussy. They're just trying to drop eggs all over. Just a bunch of women, just a bunch of loose crab women dropping eggs all over the place. Ugh.
This is what it's all about. So there's probably about 100,000 eggs in here.
Just the biggest disgusting crab orgy you've ever seen. It's fucking crab Burning Man down there.
The females tried to release it into the ocean, but they didn't quite get it because they're up on the cliff. But if we release it into the water, they'll hatch.
Did she say there's 100,000 eggs?
And swim away. Very cool.
Out in the ocean, they're prey to lots of different filter feeders like whale sharks, manta rays, lots of little fish. But if they're lucky and the tides and currents don't wash them away, they might actually come back in 3 to 4 weeks. On those special years,
100,000 crabs went into the water. 900 came back. Whale sharks took the rest. January 27, 2026. I'll never fuck a red crab again.
the whole island is painted red. There's just a sea of red crabs heading from the ocean back up into the forest.
Oh, little babies. It's pretty spectacular.
This lady's 1,000% single, by the way. There's just no room in her life for love. Her passion is the red crab migration.
And it makes everything that we've been doing so far just completely worth it.
There you go, guys. I learned about it today. I wanted you to learn about it today. The red crab migration of Christmas Island. If you don't know, now you know. $5 from, where'd it go? Small Town MN Gal. Said, nope, I asked myself the same question about crabs having gills. Oh, good. So I'm not the only retard in attendance tonight. Whew. Okay. You know what? That's fucking brave of you to actually admit. It's brave of you to admit. Mr. Satan says, walk away for a bit and come back to this shit, LOL. If you don't think, here's the thing, you don't know shows, you don't understand how to do them, how to watch them, anything. If you don't think I didn't take that fucking crab segment and kick it right through the uprights and make a damn fine, interesting segment out of that, go watch a bunch of guys living in a trailer talking shit about another guy living in a trailer, because this shit just is too up here for you. Sorry. We actually have more footage of the crabs. Let me just make sure I find this real quick. This is more footage of the crabs on Christmas Island. Thank you for this idea, whoever wrote in with this. Hit like, hit subscribe, throw us some dollar bills, man. Gift those memberships and I'll go later tonight. This is actual footage of Christmas Island. Trust me. Actual Christmas Island footage. Don't doubt it. Don't deny it. Takes a minute to find them. We flew a drone in there. Is this amazing that they can do this? Isn't this amazing they can do this kind of choreography? This is right after all the guys just drop their loads so they can hatch their 100,000 eggs. It's a magic of nature. Look at those bug-eyed freaks. Whoever told me to play that, I don't know. Maybe I should have used better judgment, but I liked it. They're going to thump you for this song? Yeah, they are. I got it out of there. I know they were going to thump me for that. You Need Me More says, wow, that's totally legit. Yeah, I know. That's what I told you. It's totally legit footage that we gathered. Can you eat red crab from Christmas Island? Are they delicious? No, Christmas Island red crabs are not considered edible for humans. They are a protected species, illegal to harvest, and have poor waterlogged meat quality, often bitter or unpleasant, making them an ecological keystone species rather than a food source. Consuming them is discouraged due to conservation efforts. They're vital. Well, then why is king crab so delicious? Even snow crab is good. Why is king crab so... King crab. That was an old English king who was really into just squeezing tits. They called him King Crab. So good. What's the science behind this? Its signature sweet, rich, and succulent flavor, which is often compared to lobster. Its popularity stems from its large, meaty legs, just like me, providing a tender, firm texture, just like me, that is high in protein and healthy omega-3 fatty acids, just like me. The combination of its impressive size, delicate, buttery taste, just like me, and wild-caught, sustainable nature, just like me, makes it a highly coveted, luxurious seafood. I'm a crab man. This is going to be a controversial take. I am a crab man over a lobster man. I don't know. I think it's just it's like the ceremony of the cracking and the pulling and everything else. I'm a crab man over a lobster man all day long. And look, we can debate this. You can say that I'm wrong and everything else, and I'm not going to debate you on that. That's totally fine. But I am a crab man. TDR Shit Show with $5 says, only wish deportation was this easy. Hey, guys, thank you for all these fives. Keep dropping them in. I appreciate it. You're doing great tonight. Keep it up. That's usually the kiss of death. 23 memberships away from 500. Thank you. All right, what's this?
Illegally crossing into the United States.
With all due respect, you're making a mistake here. We're not coming into America. We're leaving.
Leaving. Sure, pal. On the ground.
We're not kidding, man. We're gonna bounce.
Bounce? Why would you bounce from America? Name one bad thing.
One. I mean, we got lists. Polarized politics, inflation, not to mention the menu at Taco Bell changing again.
Oh. Taco Bell? Real Mexicans like that stuff?
I'm going to tell you right now, this is where I feel like I'm not a giant fat piece of shit, and it's good. I have not been to a Taco Bell in years and am not interested. No, thank you. Look, man, I'll go to a Jersey Mike's. I'll go to a Jimmy John's. I won't typically go to a Subway. Just feel like shit after I eat it. Won't go to a Taco Bell. I will go to a Wendy's here and again. I'm not perfect, but I love a good McDonald's. I'm a piece of whale shit.
We love that shit, man.
But it's not even meat, is it?
You don't think we know that? I mean, do white people like McDonald's?
Yeah, we like McDonald's.
Is that real meat?
And you know what else? They canceled Blackish.
No. Dial that back. Blackish wasn't canceled. They chose to end that show. And there's a lot of great TV out there right now. I mean, you have Netflix and...
All right, I'm done. This is one of those bits where, like, they had a concept. It was solid for a couple of seconds, and they're like, I know, let's make this 6 minutes long. No reason for it. No reason for it. Taste Ferre Alto says Taco Bell used to be cheap, but not really anymore. You know, when I was 16, we all got our driver's license. That's where we would go to stretch a buck. You and your friends would go to Taco Bell, and you get, like, the 89-cent burritos, and I can see where the eating problems began. This is very good. This is diagnostic, what we're doing right now. But yeah, Taco Bell used to be like you got $5? Hey, you want to eat your whole day's worth of calories? Cool. I don't know if it's like that anymore. I don't know. I haven't been there. I would never do a Long John Silver's either. There's something about fast food, seafood. Same reason I won't have a fillet of fish at McDonald's or anything like that. It's just, I feel like that's the shit I can just buy frozen at the grocery store and make at home. Like, none of that seafood is particularly good. It's just like, hey, I want something that kind of resembles the memory of what fish is like. Gorton's will do for right now. Like, in the back of your head, this isn't real fish. It's not real seafood, but fuck it. We'll give it a shot. You guys are doing great. Keep it up. Thank you very much. Let's continue. You guys are not going to believe this. Remember when Larry Ellison bought TikTok? Like TikTok was becoming a place where a lot of American young people were like, I think this Gaza thing is a genocide. I think these Palestinians are really getting a raw deal. Well, don't worry. Larry Ellison took over the platform. He bought it. He is the largest foreign contributor to the IDF in the world. And he bought TikTok and he said, you know what? I'm going to make sure these kids understand that Israel and America, I mean, they're their home team. They're just like that. And if you love America, you love Israel, and pay no attention to that flattened land there in Gaza. It's all misrepresented by the media, and we're going to show you the light. Well, I'm here to report less than a year later, TikTok uninstalls are up 150% after Larry Ellison took over the platform in the United States. Great job, Larry. Awesome job, Lair. Crushing it, kid. Unbelievable. Imagine that. Americans have had it with this bullshit. This just makes my heart swell with pride. It's probably myocarditis. But this, knowing that Americans are like, nah, I'm not falling for this bullshit, it gives me hope. Now, there will be another thing where something will happen at one of these protests again, and we'll all start fighting each other, and I'll go, okay, I don't know why I got hope from that. I don't know why that made me feel good. But the fact that Larry Ellison took it over and now everyone is going, yeah, fuck this guy. This platform sucks. Good. Good. That's a win for America. That's a win for Americans. That's a win for maybe we're not as susceptible to media brainwashing as we used to be. I think we're still pretty susceptible to it. And I think also with like algorithms and shit and people curating their feeds, it's easier to get caught in an echo loop. But the fact that some guy comes around, throws a bunch of money at a platform and goes, now I'll change everyone's opinion on this very important global issue that affects Americans. And they all went, yeah, fuck you. We're bouncing. We're leaving. We're out of here. That's heartwarming. That's fantastic. I'm really happy that happened to Larry Ellison. Let's do put the show back in the chat. I'm excited to go back and talk to you guys. Go ahead and put that show back in the chat. 301 of you checking out the toe this evening. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow. Keep that going. I'm glad we hit 7 today. We hit 700 Monday in the morning. We hit over 300 yesterday, and we hit 300 tonight. That warms my heart. I got to tell you, that view count flying up on YouTube, those counts slowly but surely climbing on Rumble. I'm very happy with that, man. You guys, I'm glad the subs are going up. You guys are the real deal, man. The real deal. So if you feel like throwing a few memberships or something our way, we're close to making it 3 shows in a row, which is awesome. So the title of tonight's show is Mom, Jimmy Kimmel's Crying Again. Jimmy Kimmel went on his late night comedy show, which again, I need to reiterate. I feel like I should reiterate. Late night television. Did you hear that, by the way? I hope you didn't hear that, but if you did, that was so bad. I feel like I have to apologize. I tried to do a sneak cheek and I dropped ass. I mean, it was brutal. I'm not going to inhale through my nose for at least 6.5 minutes. I'm going to mouth breathe for about 6.5. I've been eating well today. I haven't been eating anything too toxic or shitty, but I don't know. That seems sinful. I'll do that during the show. I'll sneak them. I'll just lift up a little and I'll give it a little sneak. I'm giving away my secrets now. And you guys will never hear them. But that one was so bad that I'm like, I can't lie to my audience. I got to come clean on that. I just completely did a Bikini Atoll A-bomb test in the studio. So if you heard it, I apologize. If you didn't, I shouldn't have even said anything. No, wait a minute. I did not. Let's not say, oh, he shit his pants. I did not shit my pants. Now, when I come to you with things like that and I'm honest with you, don't take liberties. All right? No taking liberties. Let's keep it within the realm of reality. Okay? You all owe me $10 for that meanness. Jimmy Kimmel was on his late night show. Now, as you know, late night television was created so that before they went to bed to get up for their Joe jobs in the morning, America would have something light and comedic and entertaining to watch before they went to bed. It was something to laugh and then fall asleep to. I would often fall asleep to Jay Leno or David Letterman on a school night, and I knew it was getting way too late if Conan came on. So I would wake up to either Conan O'Brien or Jack Van Impe Presents if I woke up in the middle of the night. If I fell asleep at 10:45, I usually fall asleep after the monologue. And if I woke up in the middle of the night, if I didn't sleep the whole way through, it would either be this creepy guy, Jack Van Impe, and his sister, I think, Rosanna or something. And they'd be talking about how, like, Jesus is going to come back and we're all fucked. And it's like, that's really uplifting. And then, or Conan would be on because I'd be watching NBC. But now the new era of guys, the new generation, especially Kimmel and Colbert, they had this really brilliant, and Seth Meyers to an extent, they had this really brilliant idea for late night, which was, why don't we whine and bitch and kvetch and complain and divide people on political grounds while people continuously lose interest and stop watching us? Now, in my opinion, that's a bold business strategy. I really don't see where a victory exists there, but these guys are the professionals, not me. One thing Jimmy Kimmel has been doing for his brand is he went from one of the best cutting-edge late-night comics and funny guys that dudes liked to he decided to start taking estrogen pills, transitioning into a female, and crying on television a lot. I don't know why. I felt like the career moves he had been making were working for him. Like, do you remember when Jimmy Kimmel went on Jay Leno's primetime show to be a guest and he just roasted Leno live on his own show? It was very funny. Now, like, bad shit happens in the country. And that would be like when Leno, Letterman, and Carson would have to, like, turn it on. And they'd be like, all right, we got to do a really funny show tonight. People are fucking depressed. Challenger blew up. 9/11 happened. Whatever. I remember Lorne Michaels had Rudy Giuliani on SNL after 9/11. And he said, can we be funny again? And everybody laughed and, it cut the tension. And Rudy Giuliani went, why start now? And then they started SNL. And that was kind of a fun little distraction for everybody. Now Jimmy Kimmel goes, I have an idea. I know that Carson and Leno and Letterman built this whole thing and they had their way of doing things. But hear me out. What if I sob like a bitch every time something depressing happens? That ought to keep them. Well, because of the Alex Pretty shooting, and because Jimmy Kimmel has the largest hate boner for Trump of any individual in the world, Jimmy Kimmel had to talk about the shooting instead of tell us jokes so that we could, help us move past it. He's going to trauma dump on us about his thoughts because his wife, who's the producer of the show, cracks the whip and says, Jimmy, that's who you need to be. So this is Mom, Jimmy Kimmel is crying again.
If our leaders are intentionally creating and encouraging violence and fear, then...
Oh, my God. Fucking these guys. When it's guys they vote for and it's happening, they're oblivious to it. No, this is the Tim Pool problem, too. No, the guy I vote for can't be controlled by people who want to sow discord and violence and destruction amongst the people and get them fighting amongst themselves so that they don't realize they're being ripped off by globalist billionaires. My guy wouldn't do that. But the minute the next guy gets in office, it's like, oh my God, they just started doing this as a psyop. It's like either Jimmy Kimmel is this stupid and this oblivious, or Jimmy Kimmel's a really good actor and he's paid to pretend to be shocked.
And I hope you will also agree we need new leaders because these are not leaders.
Guys, stop. Let H. Rap Brown speak. Let Stokely Carmichael, let fucking Stephen Douglas, let him get on a roll here. I do wish Jimmy Kimmel was a politician. R. Bud Dwyer.
And to the people of Minneapolis, to the Preddy family and the Good family,
oh God, here we
and these people who were looking out for their neighbors, we want you to know that we are with you and you are not alone.
All right, now let's tell some jokes. Yeah, right. All right, I'm in the mood to laugh, huh? How about you guys? You in the mood to? That dead guy that they shot a bunch of times was terrible, and I hate the president. He's a piece of shit. We got to pick new leaders because our heart goes out to you. We're sorry your relative died. Putin's a weirdo. Have you seen this? Have you heard about this? This is some pretty wild stuff. So anyway, Kev, I'm walking down Times Square, and I see two skyscrapers fell out of the sky. They were attacked by a bunch of raghead terrorists, and there was blood and guts in the street, and people covered in pulverized concrete dust and holding the legs and lifeless bodies of children in the streets of Manhattan, Kev. Have you seen this? Have you heard about this? Yeah. Anyway, how about that Anna Nicole, huh? She's crazy. Like, how are you supposed to do a funny show after you sob your fucking eyeballs out? Like, does anyone accuse him of being a sociopath from the studio audience? Like, the next segment when they come back and he's goofing, are they like, hey, Jimmy, I thought you were overcome with emotion because of this Preddy thing, and you can't stop crying, and now all of a sudden we're playing some weird guess the stuffed animal game with one of the Kardashian kids. I don't get you, buddy. It's almost like this is performative.
And I'll tell you another thing. We also want to see those Epstein files already.
I mean, I'm not going to disagree with him there, but Jesus Christ, man. It's late night television. Yeah, so, Kev, you see that hate crime they did in Matthew Shepard, boy? Yeah, apparently they tied a gay black kid behind a truck and dragged him until all of his skin fell off and he died. His parents found him that way. Yeah. You see, Giuliani in a dress. Not the first time he's looked like a woman. Am I right, Kev? That's something. Where'd everybody go? Like, I can't imagine. Like, you have to compare it to the generation previous so that you can understand how ridiculous this is. So anyway, there's apartheid there in Africa. Have you heard that? In South Africa, you had apartheid. Yeah, black people aren't allowed to really do anything. All the white people are suppressing they're suppressing all their rights. They're not letting them hold office or have jobs. Have you heard about this, Kev? Have you seen this? Yeah. So how about that kid getting caned in Singapore? What a wild night out he had, huh? All right, come on. All right, we'll be back with Paul Reithen next.
Home run, Jefferson. Go to break.
Wait, hold on a second. Did you guys see the Charlie Kirk got shot in the neck or something? Like, talk about it, like golfing with a hole-in-one, cocksucker.
Home run, Jefferson. Go to break.
We'll be right back with our guest, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Jimmy Kimmel is just he's a weird case because he had something that was working. There was and it seemed like he enjoyed doing it. You know, Jimmy Kimmel seemed like he really liked being the guy who was with Adam Carolla on The Man Show, on Win Ben Stein's Money, and then the early iterations of his late night show. And now this version of Jimmy Kimmel is just, he's angry, he's hostile, he's crying, he's fighting for his life constantly. You know, and Stephen Colbert's another one. They said that his show, you know, which is wrapping up in May, Stephen Colbert's show is doing record low ratings because he's just in fuck it mode and all he wants to do is talk about Trump all the time. It's like these guys can't control themselves. Jane says, Aaron, that was a good chipper. You know, I've been told by a lot of people that I low-key do a very good Chipperson and that I don't do it enough. But I think the fact that I don't do it enough is like a good hook, a good angle for it. It's called performative restraint. MSO says his wife has his dick in a jar by the door. I mean, I would add allegedly in there just to be legally safe, but I think you're probably right. No Pen 15 Fathead with $5. Thank you, buddy, over on YouTube. Says Dickhead made a joke about Charlie getting assassinated. He's a clown. Yeah, and don't forget about that. Charlie Kirk gets assassinated, and he's like, oh, let's not pretend this assassin isn't one of them, blah, blah, blah. Oh, okay, so that one we can. But even then, that wasn't really a joke. He was making, like a grand political statement. What a dingleberry. Jimmy Kimmel. He's crying again. But don't worry, he and his friend Howard Stern and like all those guys from that era, all those guys we grew up with, they made that turn. And it's hard to tell whether or not it's a genuine turn or whether or not they were influenced by somebody to make that turn. All right, it's drying up a little bit in here, guys. Let's throw a couple more memberships in. Let's do a little Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, and Rumble Rants. Still got an hour left in the show. I say let's make hay while the sun is shining and throw that shit in there. We do have somebody who's been arrested trying to assassinate President Trump. Oh, my God. This is serious, you guys. I mean, this is a guy who got shot in Butler, Pennsylvania in the ear. You had the guy at the golf course waiting for him. So, I mean, we're talking about multiple credible assassination attempts against Donald Trump. And let's add to that list of credible assassins this sweetheart. I see it, yeah, right? I mean, I believe that she could have pulled off a presidential assassination as much as I believe that Tyler Robinson shot Charlie Kirk. Let's get the details of this one. I need to hear how this woman was going to pull off assassinating really anyone. I wouldn't trust her to assassinate her own neighbor, but she aimed high for the president. Now, while I'm doing this in that chat, throwing a couple memberships, throwing a couple Rumble Rants, let's make it nice and easy tonight. Nice and easy. We've got wins the last couple of shows. I love that, but they came a little tough. It's not an easy one this evening. Thank you.
County Sheriff's Office says 39-year-old Morgan Morrow was arrested Sunday after an investigation found statements made on the internet linked to her, suggesting a plot to assassinate Trump. That TikTok post included the phrase, quote, "Surely a sniper with a terminal illness can't be a big ask out of $343 million.
I mean, she's not wrong there. You can call this lady a lot of names. Fat, turkey neck, disgusting, gross, slob, bug-eyed, dry-haired, stupid asshole, cunt, rube, hillbilly, hick, shithead. My point is you can call her a lot of things. Soggy. It's not the point. Blind squirrel finds a nut every now and again. A sniper with a terminal illness. I mean, that just sounds like the Marine Corps to me. You know what I love about making fun of the Marine Corps is that Marines are cool with it. Like Marines do this thing where you make fun of them and they go, "Hey, wait a No, that's about right." And then they'll tag the joke themselves. It's like, "No, you didn't go far enough. Actually, we're retarded like this." Marines always understand. Air Force guys, they're the snippiest, but that's because they're all a bunch of, butt-pounding cocksuckers. All right, hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow, throw us a couple of bucks. Let's find out how Piggy here decided she was going to get the president assassinated. And by the way, surely a sniper with a terminal illness can't be a big ask. She's right. I mean, you should be able to find a couple.
Sheriff Ross Mellinger says threatening comments of that nature were found on multiple online platforms. He says social media only amplifies this type of intolerable violence.
Right. Okay, I get that. And by the way, this guy looks like a cool sheriff. But we do have to stop treating all of these the same. Like, I think we should be allowed to use a little judgment. Like, you look at this woman and then you look at the shit she typed up on some Reddit boards. And it's like, yeah, the Secret Service should visit her. She probably should get arrested. She should have to go through the whole process. And look, I'm not saying we should sell anybody short or not protect the president, but come on, this lady, no.
When you saddle up on the horse of stupidity, you have to be prepared for the ride that follows. And that's
See, I told you this guy was going to, you know what? I like this, Sheriff. When you saddle up on the horse of stupidity, a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. I like this guy.
Where we're at with it, clearly across the line. And we're just trying to do our part and making sure that it's not acted upon, and there's no one that's following her footsteps to try to carry out the plan.
According to a criminal complaint, Morrow, who was a librarian at the Jackson County Public Library,
she should have followed her own advice and
did admit to posting the statement and intending to threaten Trump.
By the way, that's the first time this woman has ever seen bones from the outside of her body. When she goes to someone, "Ooh, I've lost a little weight. Do you think I can see my Can you see my ribs?" Yeah, they're right on your plate there. Why?
Trump, but said she wasn't planning to personally carry out anything.
Oh, wow.
Morrow was formally charged with the felony of making terroristic threats and transported to South Central Regional Jail. Her bond has been set at $75,000.
I think any bond you set for her might be a little tough to come by, but yeah, let her sweat it out a little bit. And again, it's just that level of anger, that level of hostility that you're like, the president needs to be taken. What? You're just going to get J.D. Vance, and you're going to hate him too. And by the way, the same people that were paying Trump to say what he says are going to pay J.D. Vance to say what he says. So now people like Redmen are saying death penalty. Oh, now I can't unsee it. Brian says the sheriff looks like Ethan Ralph. A little, I see it a little bit. Sam Show says, "Nah, you're getting Newsom." No, I mean immediately. I mean like right after. I mean the vice president is going to take over for him. All right, I'll see you guys in the chat a little later. I'm going to bounce right to the next thing. Nothing coming in. Support the show. I'd appreciate that. I love notching these wins. I want them to come by a little easier. So some membership, if you're feeling it in your heart tonight, if you're liking what we're doing, the flow of the show and whatnot, hit like, hit subscribe, and hit follow. If you bang out tonight, they got a little closer this morning to yesterday's miss in the morning. If you do both of them, I'll stick around longer. I don't really give a shit so much about this. We're entering our Minneapolis coverage portion of tonight. I thought that you guys would really appreciate us doing like over an hour and a half of like none of the news shit or anything like that. And judging by the fact that there's 306 of you here, you must like it. Steven Crowder shaved that beard that he's been growing. He looks like a completely different person, and he looks about 15 years older. He was interviewing right-wing snitch Nick Sorter. I mean, this Nick Sorter guy is great if you want right-wing slop, you don't want to question your side, and you just want to be fed the red meat that's going to make you think the world is the way you want it to be. If you're going to Nick Sorter for like actual news and information, you are a misinformed American. I would say that if you're getting informed by Nick Sorter on an issue, it's probably as bad or worse as getting informed by Rachel Maddow on an issue, just in the opposite direction. I mean, this guy says that he's a journalist covering stories the mainstream media won't cover, and he's wearing a fucking U.S. Border Patrol hat. You cannot cover a story when you're wearing one of the team's uniform. That would be like, hey, I'm here to cover the Democratic Party debate. And you've got a, I Love Bernie t-shirt on. Come on. I mean, at least pretend you're a pro and not a shill or a hack. And honestly, the fact that people don't see through Nick Sorter when he's glowing right in front of you really makes me disappointed in other people. Because when it comes to guys like Nick Sorter and Cam Higbee, again, it's another one of those things where like sometimes it's you and sometimes it's them. In this case, I know it's not me. Like I know I've got this guy nailed and that other people are just a little bit behind. But he went on Crowder to throw that red meat out to those conservatives about ICE and about, well, now they're all the right-wing guys are complaining today now because they're saying that Trump cucked. They're saying that Trump took an L because he's not going out there and spiking Mexican babies or something. I don't know what these fucking retards are complaining about. But Trump is trying to get Walz to agree to give a list of criminal illegals so ICE can take them and we don't have to have this chaos in the streets, which would have been nice to have from the very beginning. Well, Nick Sorter is mad and he's not happy with it. But don't worry, he's going to, by the way, he looks like he's Tom Green's kid. Tom Green's spawn, Nick Sorter, on Louder with Crowder.
That I've unfortunately been hearing this morning is that Border Patrol agents have now been given new orders not to, for example.
Look at Crowder. What the fuck? When I first saw this clip, it took me a second to realize that this was Crowder. Crowder looks as divorced as he is now without the beard. Like, with the beard, it looked like a guy who was still out there. You know, he's still, you know, he's running around. He's a bit of a rascal still. He shaves the beard off, and he just looks like the guy who's at the bar that he shouldn't be at. It's like nobody told him 6 years ago he aged out of it. I know this Crowder look, this ain't working. I'm not saying that Crowder did it so that dudes would like the way he looked, but like, this is creepy Crowder. This is like Vincent D'Onofrio after he got taken by the alien in Men in Black Crowder. You know, Nick, I've been noticing an infestation here everywhere I look, in fact.
If they were to run a license plate and it comes back as that person is an illegal that Border Patrol was forced to let into the country under Joe Biden, they are no longer allowed to arrest that person.
And is this but that was never their mission to begin with. Their mission in Minnesota was not to run license plates and find out if they're illegal. From the very beginning, Nick, you're finding, this is what I hate about this guy. He finds things to either piss himself off about or to piss other people off about. This guy he's not a newsman. He doesn't have your best interests in mind. He just wants to keep you riled up. ICE's mission was never to run license plates and arrest illegals. By Trump's own admission, by Trump and Bavino's own admission, it was, we're getting the murderers, the rapists, the pedophiles, we're getting all those guys out of here. That's our job. So Nick Sorter goes on to these right-wing shows and he just makes shit up to keep people upset so they'll parrot and repeat and retweet his horse shit. Oh, yeah, if they run a license plate, and says they're illegal, they're not allowed to do anything. That was not the mission to begin with, fuckhead.
No, they know for a fact that they're illegal.
Is this new information that you're just bringing to light right now, that these new orders? Okay.
Also, breaking news, Steven, you got to grow that beard back, dude. I'm really uncomfortable.
And I don't want you to reveal your sources, but...
look at how many buttons he's got down. Look at Crowder fishing in the lake of romance. Oh, my. Steven, this is a Christian show. Button it up, buddy. What's the deal?
You have someone who you
showing off that chest surgery you got a few years ago? Hey, look at you, buddy. Back on the market, am I right? Look who's healing up.
Trust on this. You believe this is a matter of actual approach and policy now.
This actually came from two separate Border Patrol agents on the ground in Minnesota. They're very, very frustrated. Obviously, they feel like one of them actually said that this feels like we just reverted to the Biden days.
Oh, God. Jesus, Sorter. Ask a fucking follow-up question, dude. Guys, be conservative, support immigration enforcement, do all of that. But do me a favor. Do not look at that fucking dipshit and act like he's anything good. That guy fucking sucks. Nick Sorter. He's a joke. It's not even that he sucks. Don't take him. Laugh in his face. They think it's the Biden years all over again. Well, then they're retarded too. Yeah, the ICE guys, Crowder, they're so mad. It's like they blew one guy away and fucking filled him full of lead. Now everybody's like, hey, maybe you guys shouldn't shoot people like that anymore because it really caused us a lot of problems. They're like, well, we just become communist Russia then. Nick Sorter he looks like mozzarella sticks. That's the best way I can describe him. God, is he fucking dog shit. But what I think the real takeaway here is what the fuck is up with Crowder and the beard? What the fuck is going on with Crowder and the beard? Talk to me, Goose. What's going on with the beard? All right, I'm waiting for the show to be in the chat again. You guys always like to tell me, oh, Aaron, show's in the chat. I don't know. Kind of a snoozer right now. We'll head on to the next clip. You guys go ahead and change my mind. That's a Crowder thing. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, and Rumble Rants. Tim Walz was giving interviews today, and Trump was giving interviews today. We'll go over the Trump stuff during the morning show tomorrow. But Tim Walz gave an interview with NPR News because, you know, it's his Fox. And they asked him about his phone calls with Donald Trump. Now, we heard yesterday or this morning that the Trump administration told Tim Walz, hey, look, you help us out in, you know, giving us a list and location of these criminal illegals, a lot of which are just in their jails. They just have to turn them over. And we'll get out of here. Bavino's been reassigned. Some say demoted. Others say reassigned back to, I think, California. And that the big man, Tom Homan, is coming in to take over operations here in Minnesota. So this is Tim Walz on NPR and him talking about what he and Trump discussed in their phone call.
Along with the president, I think it was productive.
Yeah, so let's start with that call. I understand that you initiated it. Is that correct?
We asked for it a while back, and this was the time they came through. I got a early morning call from the president's chief of staff, who we have been communicating with regularly, several times a day, myself or my team speaking with Susie Wiles, and she said the president wants to speak with you, and they called back in to us, and we spoke for about 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
Did the president make any firm commitments that the course of this immigration operation will change?
Well, I asked two things were clear. First of all, I asked that we have a fair and independent investigation into the murder of both Renee Good and Alex.
I'm going to bet that that's not going to happen, especially the Renee Good one. As far as the Trump administration's concerned, they're already in the clear on that, so I don't think they're going to get that. The Alex Preddy one, you've got to, just because you're so in the wrong on that one. And you can have the opinion. It's fine for you to say, hey, that guy should not have gone to that protest armed. And that's not an unreasonable position to take. In fact, it's pretty liberal of you to say that. I think a lot of liberals would agree with you that people shouldn't go to protest the government armed. I think a lot of Second Amendment guys would say, go fuck yourself. I'll carry my gun wherever I want to. But one thing's for sure, Alex Preddy should not have been shot by ICE. If you think Alex Preddy should have been shot by ICE, I think that's just you being a tribal politics person. I really don't even think you believe that. Because if we actually put that in like a blind taste test thing with no sides, no Trump, no nothing, and we kind of pitched it to you that way, you go, oh, wow, that's fucked up. That's government overreach. They straight up murdered a guy, and people should be held accountable. So I don't take it personally or even take it seriously when you guys say, oh, yeah, Alex Preddy fucked around and found out. I don't even really take your position seriously because I know you're not being genuine. I know that's just a thing you have to do to back your side. And I totally get that. Our politics are tribal as fuck. I'm in the vast, vast minority in the way I look at these things. Liberals think I'm a fucking Nazi. Conservatives think I'm a libto. That's usually how you know you're calling shit down the middle. But you got to admit that the Preddy one looks bad. At the very least, if you can't bring yourself to pull the Republican cock out of your mouth long enough to go, no, that was a fucked up shooting, that shouldn't have happened, you can at least admit that the optics of it aren't good. And if you can't do that, I think we might have lost you.
And that we have to be able to do that. And he said,
oh, wait, the other thing I wanted to say, also, the Trump administration flat out lied about the Alex Preddy thing. Remember when they said he went there to mow down a bunch of ICE agents, so we shot him? That was just a lie. I mean, you can hate Tim Walz. I do. I think he sucks shit. You can like Trump. I voted for him twice. But, I mean, you can't deny that the Trump administration straight up lied about the dude at first to try and cover their ass.
We'll look at that. We'll take a look at that. And I said we just have to reduce these numbers. We started out with that, and he pledged that, look, I'm going to send Tom Homan in. We'll do things differently.
And Walz and Homan met today. We'll have more on that tomorrow.
Explained to me how he thought it was very successful in Louisiana, very successful in Louisville, which I shared with him, but ICE did not shoot anybody there, and the presence was much smaller and much more targeted. Like they were doing actual ICE work. This is, as we've seen, massive, massive numbers. So,
yeah, see, I think that's where Trump fucked up too. I just think, like, fuck your politics, fuck how you feel about the whole thing. I feel like it was inefficient strategy here in Minnesota. It felt like Trump was trying to swing his dick around, not deport illegals. It felt like Trump was waving his dick in Walz's face and going, I run your state now, fuck you. Instead of like, all right, guys, we got to, like, it felt like he wasn't taking it seriously. Like, we got a job to do. We got to get these criminal illegals out of here. And if you were to do that, you would be doing it the way they've been doing it here in central Minnesota. Small two-man teams, inconspicuous, drive up to the spot, get the person in the car before people can even report that they're there. But instead, it was these big shows of force. And it's like this, you know, you're in an urban setting and you're gathering in large numbers. I mean, basic strategy tells you that that's a loser tactic.
It was cordial. I think he understood this. I told him that this is unsustainable, and I said, quite honestly, you know, no one wants this, and I hope that's true. No one wants this.
What about the investigation? I mean, you asked for him to allow state investigators into the fold regarding the deaths of Alex Preddy and Renee Macklin Good. What precisely did he say in
He said
response?
he would look into it, and he said, look,
that means no, dude. Sorry, you're not. They might do. I think the compromise you'll get on that is maybe a federal investigation, and let's not hold our breath on that, because whether they're in the right or they're in the wrong, the federal government is not going to investigate themselves and find out they did something bad.
look into it. I hear you. We'll look into it.
And what if that doesn't happen?
Well, then we'll keep pushing. I mean, this is, and I want to be very careful here. I don't want to, and one of the reasons that I am staying a little behind the scenes and working constantly on those calls is that part of this is about how you're viewed by this White House. I think the listeners here in Minnesota know that I'm somewhat of a lightning rod for this administration. I certainly.
Anyone notice that he's losing a shit ton of weight? Like, his job's getting to him. He's got 1 year left, and then he's got this year, and he's leaving in January. This is really, he's not enjoying himself. I mean, how could you be enjoying yourself at this point? Because now, as soon as this ICE thing is done in Minnesota, we're all chomping at the bit to talk about the fraud again. We're like, all right, hey, you got the ICE thing. Well, remember, before the ICE thing, everyone was like, hey, you're going to start bringing charges. You're going to start doing something about this daycare fraud and autism fraud and home health care fraud and all of that stuff. I mean, so he's got that to look forward to after the ICE thing is over. He had a wildfire before, and they threw a atomic explosion on top of it.
Don't want to be that, but I've had to be speaking up about the atrocities that we're seeing and pushing back. So at this point in time, the president certainly seemed earnest. He pledged to me.
You know what I mean, Vern? Sorry, that's a really dated reference.
That we would do this. As I said, we've been in communication over the weekend with his team pretty extensively. I'm understanding now that, and he said he would have Tom Homan in here, and we'll be in touch, I hope, later tonight. I'm understanding that Mr. Bavino and Kristi Noem are no longer going to be here. I would take that a step further. I would hope they're no longer in jobs because they helped foster this. And we spoke a little bit.
I don't know, man. If you need a guy to do like a slow motion Hugo Boss Nazi march, Bavino's your guy. You might say, Aaron, why in the world would you need that? I don't know. All I'm saying is, like, when he wears that coat and he's walking down the street, he's Heinrich Himmler maxing. That's all I'm saying. And if you were to ever find yourself in a position where you would need that sort of thing, Commander Bavino's probably your guy. Bavino, who gives a shit? Show us the Epstein files. So Tim Walz pointed out that he was meeting with Tom Homan today. And here's how his supporters responded: by invading the Capitol and protesting at his office. Yeah. He can't. I mean, that's the other thing is, like, he had to know that this was not going to be received well by his people. Also, like, there's that radio guy. You know, we've been covering the radio guy here in Minnesota, Paul Allen. He's a sports talk guy, and he does radio play-by-play for the Vikings. And he made a joke on Friday saying, you know, when it's this cold out, do the paid protesters get hazard pay? And, oh, my God, everybody's losing it. Oh, he needs to be fired. And now he's been informally suspended for a few days. And people are seriously talking about cutting him loose and firing him. And there's this interesting thing happening where you watch all of these protests, and, like, the day it happens, they've got lanterns, they've got fire pits, they've got hand warmers, they've got all this equipment, they've got all these supplies. And it's like, if these guys aren't being paid, If there's not somebody at the center of it, and the person at the center of it isn't part of a foundation or a political party that takes contributions and has a war chest, you're fucking lying to yourself. I talked to the lady who organized the St. Cloud protest. She runs a nonprofit. They have money. They're buying shit for these protests. So yeah, there is money involved. I'm not even saying that's a bad thing. I'm saying to deny it is retarded. And to want to fire a guy over making a joke about it is even dumber, especially when, and now people are starting to push back on this Paul Allen thing, and I've never been a Paul Allen fan, but he does not deserve to be canned. People are pushing back now on a couple of co-hosts that they have on their Power Trip morning show on KFan. A guy who used to work for me, Zach Halverson, and Chris Hawkey, the host. Zach's a producer. These guys are deleting tweets now like crazy because people are starting to dig up tweets from Zach, who is a flaming lefty liberal. That's not a commentary on his sexuality. I mean that in the, the way the vernacular, like way to the left. And Chris Hawkey is way to the left and says lefty shit all the time. And by the way, Zach and Chris Hawkey should not be fired. If you like what they say, listen to them. If you don't, if you're disgusted by it, turn something else on. The Purple Daily guys do a really good podcast about the Vikings. But to say that this guy made a crack, and I like that people are pushing back, and they're going, now, wait a minute, here's Zach Halverson's tweets. And now Zach is a low on the totem pole guy at iHeart, so he's a little freaked out and scared right now. He's deleting those tweets. When people start retweeting them, and they go, well, look what your producer tweets out. Look at how hateful and political these are. He's deleting them right away. Which is not dumb. It's probably a smart move. But, him saying that these protesters are paid, I'm sorry, but you go down there and they have all this shit. A bunch of strangers just pitched in all this, or is, somebody making runs? I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility, All right. Oh, wow. Gonna go read the Rumble rants. Guess what? It's so weird how that happened. Like, it's just off to such a great start tonight. Look, guys, if you're enjoying the show, throw a membership our way. Click on that PayPal link. Go to the Venmo. Click the Streamlabs link. Throw a couple bucks towards the toe. We'd really appreciate it. It's January. Some shows use that as an excuse. I don't. I consider the contributions a reflection of the program. I don't like it when streamers go, oh, well, it's January. It's always tough. It's like, no, you're doing a good show or you're not doing a good show. People support you or they won't. So go ahead and throw a couple of bucks our way. I really like talking to you guys in the chat. I'd like to do that. I miss not being able to talk to you in the chat. So throw a little Rumble rants our way, a little memberships. We're not that far away. Let's get it knocked down. We got about 30 minutes until we rattle the cans here. I'd really like to see another win here, and I'd like to see me not struggle for it. I'd really like to see me, because to me, it ruins the show. And we have limited it to the last 5 minutes. Even that's not enough for me. But the other option is don't ask and, not have a show. So I'm sorry, I'm not willing to go that route. So Tim Walz was on that show. We just showed you that clip. He was on that show talking about his conversations with Trump. It seemed like it was productive. It seemed like it went well. It seemed like we're maybe nearing a conclusion of this thing. But then he does another interview today for The Bulwark, which is a liberal podcast site. And they get talking about J.D. Vance, and all of a sudden we're fighting people again. All of a sudden and this is amazing to me because Tim Walz will go, ICE has been violent. ICE has been shooting people. And that's true. There's been a lot of violence in Minnesota since ICE got to town. No matter what side you're on, you got to admit there's been violence. But then to me, it feels like you as the governor, as one of the leaders, can't then go on violent rants. It kind of saps your credibility. This was Tim Walz today on The Bulwark when they started talking about J.D. Vance.
I would beat the shit out of him now if I could, and I would call that out. I mean, that's just different. In verbally going at it, my argument is much better. Making the case that housing prices are up because of immigration and that we should build on federal lands. It was such a crazy thing. But then when I watched him, I got sucked into that. And if you remember, this was right in that moment of...
Now, wait a minute. This is an old clip. Is it? Oh, it's fucking Sorter. Is this a today thing? Yeah, because he's wearing an I voted sticker. Guys, do you see what I mean about this piece of shit? Just because he's on your side, he's a dishonest actor. He goes, just in. Tim Walz on J.D. Vance. I would beat the shit out of him if I could. I don't think he said that today. He wouldn't be wearing an I voted sticker. God, Nick Sorter is a little trickster bag of shit. When did Tim Walz say he would kick the shit out of J.D. Vance? Based on the research, blah, blah, blah. Search results indicate a highly sensationalized claim in a Facebook post from a political group dated today, which alleges I would beat the shit out of him. Tim Walz lashes out at J.D. Vance over debate loss. However, this source appears to be partisan commentary rather than a documented quote, and it's from a clip on August 6th, 2024. Fuck these guys. See, guys, you can't trust them, dude. Again, just because they're on your quote-unquote side doesn't mean you can trust them. Taste Ferry Ialto says, I think Vance could take him. I don't think either of them would be particularly good fighters. If you're looking at J.D. Vance and Tim Walz and going, yeah, who's the fucking tough fighter guy out of that group, I think you're going to be disappointed by both of them. All right, let's move on to the next thing, guys. I'd really, couple here and there. I got to stay above the begginess. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Ram, got off to a great start today. I just, I'm sorry for whatever I'm doing wrong. I'm sorry for the notes I'm not hitting. Let me know what I need to do for you. 311, still checking out the show. Let's rally it up then. Let's make something happen tonight. I would appreciate, you have no idea how much that really changes my day, and I really do appreciate it. So if you support what you're doing, a like is nice, a share is nice. Membership, couple of bucks here and there. We got more than enough numbers to do it. So again, really appreciate it. This is a fast. I'm done with the politics now, so I'm sorry if that was stopping you. We're done with those. We're going to do some wild, wacky shit, and then hopefully we can figure it out again and get a win here on the toe. I hate when I get to this point. I apologize for my lack of self-control. This woman who shot and killed her terminally ill husband. Now, this is a story from 2023, and they're now catching up with this woman years later and asking her, like, do you regret anything? Her and her husband were in their 70s, felt like they were out of options, and she killed him. Now, the plan was for both of them to die. This was supposed to be a she does him, and then she does her. Her terminally ill husband felt like he, didn't want to live anymore, and she didn't want to live without him. What ended up happening, now they're being generous with the phrasing here and saying that this was a failed attempt. I think what happened was she killed him, she got cold feet, and she went, ooh, no, you know what? I still want to live. Like, shooting him was easy. When it came to be her turn, she was like, eh. And this is actually pretty common between women and men. Men have more follow through when it comes to self-deletion than women do statistically. It's just, number one, men use more violent means. Number two, I think in this case, the woman got cold feet. Now, they've gotten back to her. They did an interview with her now recently and asked her if she has any regrets. Now, it feels like this is your chance to go, oh, yeah, I have a lot of regrets. I feel terrible. I would have never killed my husband, no matter how sick he was. Here's Eileen.
be twice as
I love how they have a nice, like, upbeat, hey, wake up with your fun friends. You're at your local Fox 35. And it's like, all right, here's a woman who blew her husband's head off.
12 to this Fox 35 exclusive interview. Ellen Gilland says that she and her husband made a murder-suicide pact. She shot her husband, but then she did not follow through with killing herself.
Now, wait a minute. Now, that's not a failed attempt because she didn't attempt her part of it. She just murdered her husband straight up. Like, if you don't carry through with your part, it kind of breaks the pact.
That resulted in a standoff within the hospital with police before she finally dropped the gun and was taken into custody.
Holy shit, she did it at the hospital. This wasn't even at home. He was in the hospital getting care, and he's like, you got to kill me. Ooh.
Chris Lindsay has the details.
A single gunshot.
Drop the gun! Drop the gun right now! Drop the gun!
Sparks a tense standoff with police.
Dude, she could have just drawn on the police and they would have taken her. Well, there were a lot of ways to follow through if you wanted to.
Talk to me. What's going on? Why can't you drop the gun?
And sends a hospital into a total frenzy. 3 years ago, Ellen Gilland was wheeled out of Advent Health in Daytona Beach. She was a suspect, not a patient.
Imagine you break your last promise to your husband. Ooh. You promise him, we'll go out together, you and me. And you lied. Oh, you bitch.
Is there anything about that day that you would have done differently if you got the chance?
There wasn't anything else to do.
The nearly 80-year-old had just shot and killed her husband, Jerry, in his hospital bed. Jerry was terminally ill, fading fast.
I feel like Jerry was a good time. Jerry looks like he was probably a good dude. I miss Jerry. His wife's a liar, though. Hey, Nicholas, my golfing buddy, thank you so much for the $5, man. It's really all I ask. I appreciate that so much. Thank you for letting us do this show, man. That's really important. By the way, start sending in your Rumble rants and letting us know what you want us to use for a rally song tonight, because I want to keep changing that up so we stop failing. Or at least like scream begging before we succeed.
I knew how difficult it would be to be without him.
So after 53 years of marriage,
we'd known each other since middle school.
The two came up with a plan.
He told me to go home and get his pistol. And I did.
Boy, great security in that hospital, huh? That's another thing. Yeah. Go home, get my pistol, come back into this building full of vulnerable, sick people, and just walk in without suspicion. Yay. Bet you that hospital doesn't do that now.
She took it to a gun shop.
They said it needed to be cleaned, but we could use it. And I went back to the hospital and went into his room, and we sat for a while, and then we did what I did.
She fired a single shot to Jerry's head, killing him instantly.
I basically was going to take my own life.
Yeah? What happened?
But I got
I hate her.
Hysterical.
I hate her. I really hate her. I really don't like her. And I know I'm supposed to give her grace. I know I'm being a bad guy right now, but like, you just, because I think she's lying. I think her husband was a burden to her because he can't tell the story. Only she can tell the story. He's dead. I think he was a burden to her. She wanted to be free of the burden. She shot him, and then she made up this bullshit story. I don't buy it for a second that they had a plan or they had a deal. I mean, again, she broke her last promise she made to her husband.
And when staff came to check on the noise,
at first I thought somebody fell because it was a huge bang.
Ellen pointed the gun at them, causing them to scatter and the hospital to go into a lockdown.
Drop the gun! Drop the gun!
That 11th floor is made up of terminally ill patients. So pretty much all the patients.
So how many people didn't get care because she did this? She should be charged with that too.
On that floor are on ventilators. So they don't have room. They didn't have the room to evacuate that entire floor.
Dozens of patients and staff members sheltered in place in a state of shock.
It was just very chaotic that day. I'm sorry. It was very traumatic that day.
Look what she put all these people through. Like, a lot of people want to have sympathy for this woman. Oh, she euthanized her husband because he was terminally ill. Okay, but look at all the people she fucked up now by doing this at the hospital. And then when it came her turn to do the thing that she claims they agreed on, she conveniently chickened out because she was hysterical. I don't buy it from this woman for a second. I know she's old, so she reminds you of your nan. She's snowing everybody.
Crying.
That's right. That's right. Aaron's calling out the 79-year-old woman and saying she's full of shit. This is the ballsiest show out there.
Balled up on the floor.
Steel toe. We don't let old ladies get away with bullshit. Print it.
Hiding in rooms with patients because they're afraid.
The standoff went on for hours. It didn't end until police threw a flashbang into the room and rushed in.
What were they,
During the
ice?
struggle, Ellen fired another shot, this time into the ceiling.
Things didn't progress the way I would have thought they would.
She was taken to jail, later entering a no contest plea for manslaughter, aggravated assault with a firearm, and aggravated assault on law enforcement.
I hope she's in
Judge
prison.
Catherine Weston sentenced her to a year behind bars.
Fucking of course. Of course, some female judge bought the whole thing, hook, line, and sinker. You only have to go away for a year. They're all just taking it as fact that the husband said, oh, yeah, you should kill me and then you. We have no proof that that was his wish. For all we know, he wanted to die holding her hand peacefully. Oh, I'm not buying a word of it from this lady.
And 12 years of probation.
Some of these letters.
Well, this is a fucking joke.
And patient and kind and generous and thoughtful. But your actions on that date were none of those things.
Ellen was released in November and still doesn't regret the plan, as she felt she was out of options. Experts warn against that line of thinking. Robin Schultz is a licensed clinical social worker.
When someone that you love or you yourself is facing a serious illness or terminal diagnosis, very normal to feel overwhelmed, confused, unsure where to turn.
She says the journey should start with asking for a referral to hospice.
Getting connected with the right resources in your community.
I think he was a burden, and I think she wanted him gone. And I know I'm a bad guy for saying that. This is another one of those stories where there's no win for my opinion, but I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to give you the feel-good opinion. I'm going to give what I'm actually feeling. What I'm actually feeling is this lady, there's a lot of red flags flying. You get away with a lot of shit because you're old. Thank you, Nicholas, for the $5. Holy shit, do I appreciate that. $2 from Dan Vicious says, who else thinks Ilhan Omar has some big, dumb Somali jugs? Oh, we really, come on, guys. You like the show. Show me you like it. Papa Shop says the journey should start with prison. There, I read a free one. That's it. That's all of it. Let's get ourselves a W. I should know better. I was feeling good about a W at about 6:30, 7 o'clock. You guys are really crushing it. Go back to doing that. Do the same thing. A few more gifted memberships, a little bit. We're having fun. It's a good time. Let's stop needing to do this part. Just a $2 or a $5 from everybody. We're good. Not even everybody, just a couple of you. All right, let's go to the next one. How the hell do you kill a dog by kicking a door? A 14-year-old was arrested in Deltona, Florida for this viral door kick challenge. Now, I'm supposed to be an old guy here, and I'm supposed to go, oh, these damn kids and their viral bullshit TikTok things, and now look what they did. But we did stupid shit like Ding Dong Ditch and TPing and eggs and shit. Like, we did dumb shit when we were kids, so I'm not all of a sudden going to be like, all of these kids have to be Rhodes Scholars now. No, I had my era where I was retarded. They have their era where they get to be retarded. But this one sucks because they went hard in the paint on this one and killed somebody's dog. This is out of Florida. Guys, throw something our way. let me know you appreciate the show and we did a good job tonight. That's the only way I know if we did, if you agree with me and I did well.
In Volusia County, a 14-year-old is now facing charges after a viral TikTok prank. He's accused of kicking in a family's front door, which resulted in their dog's death. We first told you about this last month.
How old and decrepit is your dog, though, that kicking the door is, that's what does him in? I mean, shit. Usually you kick a door and it hits the dog and he yelp, 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 yelp. He runs off and he does. How hard are you kicking the door and how old is this dog?
The Deltona family's dog got out when a group of teens kicked their door in.
Thank you so much to Scott for the $5 on PayPal. Thank you, buddy. Like, really, anybody throwing that in. I love that. I appreciate it so much. I got to make sure I'm being as appreciative as I can because I can't tell you how much of a difference it makes. And how it's a couple people doing that really keeps the show moving and keeps it better. Thank you, Scott, for that $5. It means a ton. And to the rest of you, consider it yourself a membership, whatever.
Spooky ran off and was hit and killed by a car. We asked the sheriff's office yesterday.
Oh, so wait a minute. You can't, I mean, the kid kicked the door in, the dog runs out, the dog gets hit by a car. Title there is kind of misleading.
Family's dog got out when a group of teens kicked their door in. Spooky ran off and was hit and killed by a car. We asked the sheriff's office yesterday if anyone would face any charges, and they told us they were reevaluating the case. And today we were told that teen was arrested.
Dude, that's kind of hardcore. I mean, that's, vandalism, destruction of property, whatever. You can't blame the dog on him. Don't make it worse. It was a retard. Now, first of all, the door kicking prank is really retarded because you can really do a lot of damage. What the door kicking prank is supposed to be is you go up to someone's door and you face away and you mule kick the piss out of their door and then you run away. And I guess you're supposed to film yourself doing it on TikTok and post it, which I have to say, fucking genius, kids. But I can't in good conscience put the dog's death on the kid. I don't know. That seems a little bit extreme to me. Hey, thank you guys so much. We got a few people we got to say thank you to. Chevmatic, appreciate it. Abel Graham, thank you. Dan, both of them gifting memberships. Dan Vicious with a $5. Thank you so much. Oh my God. Appreciate it. And then over on the YouTube side, 10 Beer kicking in 5 gifted memberships. Thank you so much for that. Guys, we're really, it's just a few $5s and we're getting close. Thank you so much. Von Kaiser with $5 says, ow, wait, is catching on at the job site. Oh, that's awesome. The Tommy Jordan, I'll wait, is catching on at the job site. That makes me so happy. I want everybody working at your job site going, hey, man, can you grab me that thing? Ow, wait. Ow, wait. Thank you very much to Bud Britches. Oh, good to see Bud. He goes, you need to realize most of America is starting to pay off bills from Christmas. Money is tight. I said that, but I said I'm not going to blame that. It's still on me to make them. We've had other Januaries before, and we've notched W's. So I'm still gonna say that it's on me, not on you guys. Thank you very much for that $5, Bud. That's awesome. Guys, you're just about there. You're just about there, and you're driving Delaney shipping nuts. Go to bed, fatty. Nobody watches or cares. Hey, you already talk like somebody who's a fan of a particular show. We're crushing them in viewership, right? Sorry. Oh, I saw how far down he was yesterday, too. Down under the Steel Toe Morning Show's live numbers. That's got to be brutal. I know you guys come to me to cope, but you're not going to catch me, kicking you while you're down, Delaney. In fact, somebody get Delaney shipping a membership, please. They kind of need it over there. They're having troubles. They're having troubles. 09 Canyon says, you kick in the door, that's a burglary or B&E or something. I'd want them charged if a stranger came behind them and robbed the house. I guess you got a good point there. I mean, in a way, like the only way you're going to get these dipshits to stop doing this is to arrest one of them and make an example. It's kind of like I had that opinion that when that Byron, was it Smith, here in Minnesota, shot those 2 kids that were breaking into his house, even though it was premeditated and he shot them again and executed them, like that, technically that's against the law. But I was like, maybe if we let this guy go this time, it'll make people think twice about pulling this shit. Yeah. Lucky Leon gifting a membership. I hope Delaney gets that one. Oh, did we run Delaney off? I think poor Delaney ran away right away. Otherwise, they'd be getting the membership. Oh, poor Delaney. What? You come in? I don't understand that. You come in here talking shit, and then, like, we just do a little bit of this and you run off. I mean, you can't be that sensitive. Abel Graham with $1 says, I can hardly get to work and we had a pipe bust today, so my last shekel for you today, fatty. Nice shirt. Hey, man, I'm sorry that happened to you. That's the pipe bursting. I saw a thing. I saw that Detroit had, like, there was a poor neighborhood in Detroit where a pipe burst. And to be honest, and like the whole street basically turned into a skating rink. It was fucking awful. So I'm sorry that's happening to you. Lucky Leon with $5 says, how much for an N-word pass? Asking for a friend. I would say about $50. I would say about $50.
Jews be Jewing. Niggas be niggaing.
Without tipping my hand, I would say about $50. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. What a great rally. Just getting right down there. Oh, by the way, Beef Curtain Rod wants to know. Aaron's last donation was for $25 this morning and was anonymous. No, it wasn't anonymous. We told you who it was. You can go back and watch it. Which put him over and chipped into yesterday's loss. That really happened. Yes, we chipped another 15 off Monday morning's loss, which is now sitting at 85, which isn't bad at all. I'd be happy if the week ended and that was our number we lost. That would be awesome. And thank you guys for this rally. I appreciate it. It was Timothy, I believe. Beef Curtain Rod. Why are you upset that I thought you were a big steel toe guy. I mean, if you're upset about it. Yeah, Timothy with 25. Here you go. Been busy. Finally got to donate. Now shut up about the goal. I'm sorry if that, I don't mean for any of those to upset you, but if it does, my bad. Hey, I can still fail tonight. Lucky Leon says, I'll ask Mickey no more. I think it's 20 subs. What do you mean? I don't understand. He says, oh no, I was just surprised. Today sucked with the Rumble shutdown. Yeah, we were on our way to kind of a nice, easy, smooth W this morning, and Rumble, of all things, the stream shut down, which is very weird. That very rarely ever happens. And then tonight when we did the show, we tried to get the Rumble thing going, and we had to finagle some things. So Rumble having some weirdness. Thank you guys very much for that big rally. The rest of you, keep gifting those memberships. We're almost home. I want to do this one quick before we got to, throw the can out there, if you will. We've got a guy who, this is creepy to begin with because it's this old middle-aged guy, and he's with a bunch of female protesters who don't like ICE. This isn't in Minnesota, by the way. This is in Arizona. And these women are filming this girl who apparently works at this bar. So there's a bar where ICE agents raided. And one of the servers at this bar took a picture with one of the ICE agents. These psychotic protesters found it online and decided to hound this woman at her work. Like when she pulled in, they wanted to take pictures of the license plate. They were giving her shit. Now, this is a group of female protesters all about the same age, so I'm guessing they know each other. Then out of nowhere comes this creepy middle-aged guy to start calling the woman a cunt. Watch this.
Don't record the girls. They're going to call their dads. You're ashamed of yourself. Nasty girls who love ICE and take photos with them. Oh, yeah.
So look at this. Here's this creepy fuck in the middle of all these young women taking a picture of this woman's license plate, and then they're going to catch her walking into work now. They're bleeping out. They're bleeping out the word cunt. He's calling her a cunt. He's following her to her work and calling her a cunt because she took a picture with an ICE agent.
They're taking photos of my face so they can recognize me on social media. And everybody's going to know that I'm smelling up. There we go. Okay. And that's what happens when you...
So, like, look at this guy. He's just following these young girls around and screaming at the people they're screaming at. It's just... I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm being a little too sensitive here, but it's creepy. It's weird.
Sir, do you think that makes you right to scream at women and call them a...
Right? So now all of those people are like, shut up, dude. Stop doing. Shut the fuck up. It's totally cool that he did that because we only defend women if they agree with us.
Come back, sir. You were so brave to talk to those women. I'm trying to talk to you.
I'm not talking to you.
But I want to talk to you.
Oh, it's not nearly as fun when someone else is holding the camera, you dick. So this creep, this weirdo, is the treasurer of District 12's Arizona Democratic Party. His name's Mark Holodak. And he's the Arizona Legislative District 12 treasurer. And he's running down, sir. Oh, by the way, this is his website now. It's his profile page is down. I wonder why. So he's running down young waitresses in the middle of the street, screaming at them, calling them cunts while hanging out with girls way too young for him. And that's supposed to be your treasurer. Great job, guys. I think he's probably shit canned because, like we said, his profile page is no longer up on that site. It's no longer there. Dan Vicious with $2. Thank you very much. He says, I sent $5 Ethereum gold on Rumble this morning. I saw that. We thank you for it, man. That is very cool. Thank you very much. Red Fox Mad with $5. Chad Buzamok says, you use not to be all the time and won't even join. LOL. I like not to be for the stories they gather. I usually, if there's another news source for their stories, I go to them because not to be is just that boomer slop shit. What do you call it? They grab a lot of fascinating stories. Thank you, Red Fox Mad, for the $5. Says, remember when you eat at a restaurant, some workers don't wear gloves. Long fingernails, particularly those exceeding 3 millimeters, significantly increase the risk of spreading bacteria, including fecal pathogens. Why would you do that to us? Why was that necessary? Everyone was having a good time. That was fucked up, dude. Thank you very much for the $5. And D. Luke with 10 over on PayPal says, been a while. Here's my dues. Thank you, D. Luke. All right, guys, let's do some rally music. I know I'm stupid to feel good about this. Nobody picked rally music for tonight. So I'm going to just kind of see the first thing that kind of grabs me, and I'm going to go with that. I don't want to do the Alex Jones song. That's more visual. That one will get us popped. Let's go old school steel toe. Here we go. We're going to play this one twice over, and we're going to see if we can make it a third straight win for the toe. Here we go. Hey, I'll dance for this one. Hey, guys, the number $40. That's it. That's like 8 gifted memberships on Rumble. $40 is the number. By the way, 20 memberships away from 500. So let's go. I'm excited about this one. 40 away. Throw in a couple of bucks. And let's do it. Let's make this last 40 go. I know the Rumble chat's a little bit behind, so we'll wait for these numbers to kick up. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. Let's do it. $40, man. You guys got it down there, man. You got it down. Thank you so much. Let's go. Hey, hold on, for old time's sake. Everybody's throwing in a little something. Mario Momo says, not another dime for this piece of shit. You heard him, guys. Mario Momo says, not another dime. I say Mario Momo's a homo. Throw in all the dimes, and let's get this $40 knocked out. All right, here we go. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. We've got this one, guys. We've got this one. What do you say? Let's get it. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, $40 away. Oh, that was the wrong thing, Aaron, you retard. That was the crawl. Darkwind, do you want me to give that back? Darkwind, did you mean to give me... I think you meant to give $40. Yeah, why don't you shoot me your Venmo, buddy? I know Rumble is not good. I'm so sorry you did that, dude. I know Rumble is not great with getting those back. Email me your Venmo. Here, AaronImholtradio@gmail.com. I am so sorry about that, buddy. For those of you who don't know, Darkwind was trying to give us 40. Yeah, I'll shoot you 360 back for that. Because I think you meant to say 40. I'm sorry, bud. I feel so bad that happened. Thank you very much for the $40. But holy Christ on a cracker. Dick Von Du with $10 says, I hate this show so much. NNWP. All right, so 40, 32, and 8 is 40. That's a win for the toe, boys and girls. That is a win for the toe. Thank you very much. Wow. 400 to make he goes, thank you, I'll email you now. Yeah, please do. Please do. I'm sorry about that, man. It's mine now, motherfucker. So it is a win for the toe. We did knock it out. I appreciate that. That means I'm using the come on ride the train again tomorrow. Hey, you know what? Let's finish out the song. We got a minute and a half. You guys cut into that $85. I'll go till 9 o'clock tonight. How about that? You get that 85 within 50. I'll go till 9 o'clock tonight because I got more stories and I got nothing to do tonight. Let's fucking go. Thank you, Darkwind, and I will hook you up with that as soon as the show is over. Hey, $400 from Darkwind. Oh, man. Gift some memberships and let's do some fucking cocaine. $85 from, what is it, Monday? 85 away from Monday. We'll just let the song play out. You guys don't have to give a fucking dime. After that 400, I shit my pants, but honestly, I was like, I know he didn't mean to give 400. Guys, when you're dropping money on the toe, make sure you double check it. If you could. Fucking hell. Thank you, man. Mad Move says 150, no Johnny, right? You guys knock out Monday, I'll give Johnny tomorrow off. You guys get that 85 in here. How much time is left? In 30 seconds, if you guys knock out that 85, I'll give Johnny the day off tomorrow, and I'll go until 9 o'clock tonight. Thank you. We're finishing up the music. All right, about 10 seconds left. Thank you guys for another win and a pretty easy one tonight. I appreciate that. 5 seconds. All right, that's it for tonight. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Mikey says it counts towards Monday, but you're giving it back. And then he says, oh, last Monday, I am a slow. No, yesterday, Monday. What? Now you fucked that up so bad that you're confusing me now at this point. All right, the next time you guys drop a 400, just make sure I'm keeping all of it. You know, I got to say, I'm probably the most honest guy out there. The fact that 400 came in and I immediately went, I know he didn't mean to do that. Like, I immediately just, like, there are some shows that are so fucking delusional that go, I really deserve that. I really deserve to have the $400. I'm like, no. And also, it was because he said, for an earnest reference. I'm like, I know that motherfucker. Look, people love a good earnest reference and all, but not $400 worth. Take it easy, guys. I appreciate you being here tonight. And again, who was it with the Dark Wind? Please send me that email with your Venmo so I can send you that 360. I'd like to get that done tonight. I feel bad that happened to you. Take it easy, guys. Have a great rest of your night. And Jane says, I'm having a heart attack for you, Dark Wind. Angelica's doll, I don't let my girl give anything to this show. No money to this show from her. Angelica's doll. I'm sorry if that breaks any narrative you might have. I'm kind of Angelica's doll's narrative buster, unfortunately. But I love having her here. She's good. She's all right. She loses her head once in a while, but she's all right. Take it easy, guys. I will talk to you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Hey, I got an idea. Let's make tomorrow morning as easy as tonight was. Have a good one. I'll see you soon.